this is Dan.
Bob.
And Dr. Aggro.
From Gigaboost.com, and we lost a podcast in the nether, so I really don't know what the number is.
What?
Yeah, I had so many issues trying to get it up that it just took so long that it would have been up yesterday at soonest.
Huh.
So,
Which one was that?
the last one we recorded. So I don't know.
Yeah, what happened in that one?
We got Bob and Aggro. No Eric, he's busy at work. This didn't fall within his acceptable ranges for availability. We got some great news. Koji Igarashi is leaving Konami, doing a panel about Metroidvanias at GDC, and making a new company to make games that his fans would really like.
Oh my god, really? Even that?
All of
Wow.
that.
Yeah, uh-huh.
So this thing I've been saying since the GDC thing of, they're clearly doing a Metroidvania. Apparently, the only difference is Konami's not involved.
Right?
It is, as Kyle stupidly coined it, a Mighty Numbervania.
Yes. Yes. Chalk another one up to Kyle's bullshit. This is one of the few industry instances where, like, so-and-so is leaving this company. Aw, yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who are sad. There are really dumb people who are just like, now that 1999 game's never gonna happen. You
God.
you realize there have been 5 games since he stopped making Castlevania, and they were all garbage because they gave him like no budget. Otomedius Excellence, that weird Kinect game for the Xbox One.
Wait, Iga made Automedia's Excellence?
He was the producer on that.
Oh, shit.
Right?
That's the dungeon they kept him in. That is their Castlevania dungeon.
Oh.
So to take a break for just a second, we thought we did that Shoe Pow thing 2 podcasts ago. I guess 1, as far as you guys know. And we ate something weird we never tried before. This time we're going to drink something weird we've never had before. It is Shaq Orange Cream Soda. It has a giant picture of Shaq's shit-eating grin on it. And it's like, I dare you to drink me. And it was 99 cents, so I took
was
it.
a Genesis kid, so I'm not taking a shit from Shaq.
Okay, here we
or
go.
his foo.
That's heinous.
Yeah.
That's not cream soda.
Was that diet or something?
No.
What?
Now keep in mind, this is made by the people who made Arizona green tea.
What are they making soda for?
They aren't, from what my taste buds are telling me. They're making the flattest, lamest ass soda ever. Aggro is really going deep.
No, there's something in here.
While he's doing that,
Okay.
it smells like a creamsicle, honestly.
Yeah.
But then it just
smells
tastes-
like it should taste good.
Right? I've actually had a drink that is basically what this should taste like from a Fanta
Yeah.
machine.
I had that.
Is the aftertaste ginger?
It could be.
Wait.
It kind of comes off as ginger. I can tell it's not ginger, but it's something ginger-like. Probably some chemical.
I'm tasting it less the more I'm drinking it. That's worrisome.
Yeah. It has this weird smooth taste to it. Not smooth in a, oh man, that went down smooth. Smooth as in a
Yeah, there's something
liquid
almost
shouldn't.
medicinal in the after effect.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm getting that.
It's like a sort of weird root beer feel to it, but
Yeah.
not taste.
And not in a good way.
Yeah,
like,
no, not...
like bad flat root beer. What were they thinking?
Shaq will put his face on anything.
Yeah, that guy is really doubling down on his image for money as of late. Okay. I'm good.
Yep.
You good?
No, that's what cheap fake cream flavoring tastes like.
Yeah, there you go.
If you ever had like an off-brand cowtail, that's what that is. Okay.
That's exactly right.
Okay. Track it down.
We got it. Mystery solved. There's this really shitty Case Closed intro theme around episode 612 or so. That's called Miss Mystery.
All right.
This
It's
sounds great.
fucking heinous.
I'd
Now,
watch
around episode 700 or so, it has a fucking badass intro. It's anime as shit. It's like Conan flying through space, firing his needle, his stun needle, but it shoots out a laser instead of the needle.
Yeah.
He flies back from the kickback. And the whole time it's like doing this hardcore theme. And at one point it breaks and shows up giant words on the screen. It's like, question, answer! And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
I could see right about episode 700, Conan just starts carrying a gun.
Yeah.
Because he's realized that he is smart enough and young looking enough that no court in the world can hold him.
So he's righto?
Like, I figured out this guy did it. I don't have any proof.
Bang.
Oh man, is that what this thing does? Conan, that's like the 18th time you've done that. We're not buying it anymore.
Whoa, hey, let's not
I'm
point
just a
fingers.
kid.
Points gun.
Shouldn't
I don't
he
know.
have aged up by now?
Tosh, looking at the art style, says they aged them a bit. I honestly, the style is different enough where I can't tell that that's, them trying to draw them older or them just how they draw them now.
Yeah,
Right.
I think the most recent thing I saw was that new Lupin. Versus,
It's pretty similar to
and
that.
That is just, it's a different art style. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I want to know at what episode he stopped wearing his like bow tie and
He does?
club jacket. Yeah. He wears normal clothes by like episode 600 or so.
I don't know what you consider normal clothes. That bow tie is pretty awesome.
I consider not having a two-tone dress, a jacket, like club jacket with a bow tie when you're 8. I don't consider that normal.
He's there to solve mysteries, and you've clearly never seen elementary school uniforms for Japanese kids.
So whenever that changed.
Yeah, okay.
It's like, how many years have I been 8? Yeah, I'm calling it a casual Friday.
So yeah, Koji's finally out of the Castlevania dungeon.
Yes.
I'm so glad. Like, me and Tosh and I are irresponsible with these Kickstarters. Like, irresponsible is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
We're really high up in those tiers for what our income is.
Yeah, you're talking to a guy who gave to the Mega Tokyo visual novel. I'm like, this is probably going to be crap. I read Mega Tokyo for how many years? Yeah, here's money.
Yeah. Well, okay, I feel better than that.
Yeah.
This is not a visual novel, but for Skullgirls, yeah, hundreds. And then
Yeah.
for Mighty Number 9, yet again, hundreds.
That was Mighty Number 9. I just couldn't resist. That
Yeah,
was ridiculous.
I mean, it's so ridiculously here. We know you still like this. Everyone's a shithead. You can buy it again. And I'm like, thank you. So what I expect from Iga tomorrow or whenever he does make the formal announcement for the Kickstarter and whatnot, which the people who arranged the Kickstarter and all that stuff for Concept for Mighty Number 9, their name's 8-4. They're headed up by one of the people integral to Metal Gear Solid 4.
Did they help on Shovel Knight as well?
I'm not sure if they did.
Okay.
They're mostly like some sort of... I mean, they could have, because they do have some Japanese staff on that. But yeah, they're that sort of team. They're the sort of intermediary organizational sort of thing. So the 8-4 staff was helping a lot with the Mighty Number 9 thing, and they've been talking to Iga. Iga's been around. So...
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
glad Iga's going to do a Kickstarter. Because, if this motherfucker, like, quits Konami, has a new studio, gonna do a pedal, like, he ramps too high and he robs a bank to fund his new game.
He's just got too much of a power trip from not making shitty dating sims.
Even Money, the new series is called Lusitania, and every game is about traversing that enormous Titanic sister ship, fighting ghouls and skeletons and shit.
I think there is a game called Lusitania already.
Damn.
Like, but I can't. Whatever. Google it yourself.
Visit a library?
Look it up at your local library. Along with the Iga dating sim game. Did you know before Castlevania he was the producer of the Tokimeki Memorial games?
Oh.
Yeah, Iga was in charge of like 2 or 3 of those, and then
Right.
Symphony
What?
of the Night happened.
What?
And everyone's like, well, he didn't affect Symphony of the Night too much, but it's
My
like,
mind!
it's like, dude, he's the scenario writer, he's the assistant director, and he's the producer on Symphony of the Night.
That explains the entire Maria subplot and the end credits.
Yes!
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! Iga, you beautiful bastard.
So I was so overjoyed with this news that I wanted to just cancel at the last moment our Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes thing and just do a Castlevania stream tomorrow. But
because the percentage of videos that we've produced being Castlevania isn't high enough.
No, not really. Like, if we could figure out a way to do even more, I'd do it. Like, no joke. Is there a way we could just go through each game as a Let's Play 20? Like, that's all we ever do. Just year round, we're just playing a different game. You tune in, and you can just watch our Let's Play. Oh, this is the 2014 Let's Play of Rondo of Blood.
We've got this fucking binder. We're like, okay, what are we going for in this Symphony of the Night run? Oh, fuck, really?
Are you goddamn serious?
Soul Steel.
I don't think we've done the Saturn version yet.
No, we don't own a Saturn version. I was interested in getting a Saturn.
All right.
We also haven't done the PSP version of
played
Symphony
that
of the
one.
Night.
It's good.
Yeah, it's all right. It's got that new area, and that new area has that song.
And it has Maria. And
Has
she's
Maria.
totally different from the PSP one.
Because she's young Maria, right?
No, it's old Maria still.
I thought
but
the
totally
PSP
different moveset.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool.
Did they put young Maria? No, it was
No.
old Maria in the PSP as well.
Yeah. I just, when somebody was like, Maria's playable in Symphony of the Night, I'm like, young Maria? Because that doesn't make any sense. Because this is Castlevania.
Right.
They save
they
on
cheap.
sprites.
Yeah.
They go to Walmart for the buy one for
Oh God!
$10.
How many like stretch goals are gonna be? We'll actually draw more characters.
He's like,
man.
if we reach this much money, I won't illegally steal all of the sprites from Konami.
Which I noticed is a huge thing people have been saying of like, I'm so excited about this game, not because Iga's making another Metroidvania, but Iga's making another Metroidvania where he can't reuse the sprites. And I like, for me, that's never been a huge issue. Order of Ecclesia is beautiful. Like, it was something to me that game had all new sprites with fluid animations and it's fucking gorgeous. But before that, I never really sat there and it was like, this looks like shit because these sprites were in Rondo of Blood. But apparently everyone else felt that
Right?
way.
It's not like it's Call of Duty where
Where we get one every year, we kind of did for a bit there. So I don't know.
The reuse sprites. You look at it, you're like, oh, it's Castlevania sprites. All right.
Right, that's kind of how I felt about it. Hopefully this new series will do that, and everyone who doesn't like it, get the fuck out.
Hopefully, we will eventually drill down the Castlevania fan base to us. It's just us and Igor and he's like, can I sleep on your couch? Yes.
Yeah. We will allow this. What was it? Two things had occurred to me. One, there was the, in case you didn't know, you can go to the Nom Nom Galaxy, which is the new game by Pixel Junk crew, Q Games. Nom Nom Galaxy, if you can buy it from their website, and you can buy different tiers as though it was a Kickstarter and Indiegogo. You just buy different tiers, and it does all the prizes through Humble Bundle and whatever. One of them was like, come to Japan and just have a fucking dinner with Dylan Cuthbert, and it's the cheapest one of those I've ever seen.
Really?
And it pays for airfare. And I was just
Whoa,
like,
what?
How much is it?
it's like only a few K. Which is low for one of those.
Right, for one of those, that's usually like 10K. And you don't
10K
pay
starting.
airfare.
Let's start a Kickstarter to fund the Kickstarter.
Okay, so my two thoughts when all this news about Castlevania, about Iga dropped was, one, I haven't developed my voice acting career enough to get into that game, and that's a shortcoming as an individual. Two, I haven't developed my bank account enough to get that dinner with that fucker, and that is a shortcoming as an individual.
Because if you have dinner with Igarashi, he's wearing the hat.
Yeah,
Inside.
has the whip.
He has
whip's
the
on the table, so you have to come back at that energy. Like you're sitting at the table. He's just staring you down because he's like, fucking Castlevania fans are all weird. You do not disappoint.
I don't think a man who wears a hat
roll
and a
up
whip
your left
around.
sleeve and you pull out a hunting knife and you just slowly start cutting down the inside of your arm.
Oh,
Never breaking eye contact.
I didn't realize that's how that went.
That's how that went.
I thought it would just be him there with the whip, wearing the hat. Like, and you expect him to be the hardcore one and for me to be, like, normal and, like, fucking freaked out by this. No, I'm Soma. I'm just fucking dressed up as Soma, and I'm just like, what? What?
Why are you dressed like that? Why are you dressed like that? Take your hat off inside, white
So
boy.
you made a game about me, I hear. No, he wasn't born for another, and then I punch him in the face.
Oh, shit. All the music has to be different.
Well, they could
But it could be
technically hire the same
Michiru.
composer.
Yeah,
So
no, we
we
get all
don't
do
get the
awesome
classic
music. Yeah, we just
remixes.
won't get the vampire
Yeah,
killer and
we-
all that.
That's true.
I
It's
won't get to
true,
giggle
but-
and make Weiss Belmont jokes in my head.
Yeah. That is a slight problem there. I just like the fact we get to start a new canon.
Yeah.
Like, it
One
really
that isn't
became
just fucked.
What if,
Yeah.
I wonder if he just straight up buys the IP from him.
People have been theorizing that,
Because-
but I'm like, no. Publishers are crazy.
They are
They'll never
crazy.
let go of IP. Companies, in general, are so crazy they'll never let go of IP. Like, Monkey Island's doomed.
Yeah.
We're never going to see another, and because they're not going to let it go. Disney owns it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be the new movie. That'll be
yeah,
Pirates of the Caribbean, Monkey Island.
Great, and I bet it'll just be Pirates of the Caribbean instead of being that type of humor.
Yep.
Fantastic. Glad we had this
Bright
talk.
future.
Bright future.
Man, but yeah, having a whole new Iga canon,
Will be fantastic.
right? And a few games in, we might actually find ourselves sticking to the canon in the game
Instead of making up our own crazy canon involving...
to retrofit it and make it make sense.
Yep. Yeah, I the beautiful thing about Castlevania, even more so than most video games, is that so much of what it pulls from is public domain lore.
Uh-huh.
That it's just like, what'd you lose? Olrox. Nope. I got this.
Belmonts. Maybe?
See, that's the thing. I thought at some point vampire novels had Belmondo or Belmond. DT.
Right.
But I'm not positive. I have to go look that up.
Either way, on the legality of that one, I think we can all agree that we'd rather see Quincy Morris's descendants fighting Dracula.
No.
No?
No.
Come on.
I'm kind of a
He
dick.
was the Texan.
I understand he was the Texan. Has it occurred to you maybe I don't want a Texan as a main character? Also, I don't want to see Ayame Kojima draw a Texan that beautiful.
but Jonathan was great.
Jonathan was great.
Yeah.
But he's second removed Texan.
Maybe like Lord Godalming's descendants.
Yeah, he was talking about, like, never once in the whole Castlevania canon, like in the year 2000 or whatever, do we come across Jonathan Harker having been, or Ren,
John Renfield.
Renfield.
The crazy guy who kept eating flies?
Yeah, that
Oh,
fucker
okay.
just, like, has been doing this for hundreds of years and is now death incarnate.
There were plenty of fly dudes, but yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think they were just him.
That would have just been like you're halfway to the castle, you hear a commotion, you see Dracula get thrown like through the ceiling, through the floor. Renfield just lowers himself down on millions of tiny wings.
I like it. Man, would it have been nice if, like, they had that sort of flair in the Metroidvanias? Like, there wasn't that much flair, really, like, especially in Harmony of Dissonance. Like, Harmony
Yeah,
of Dissonance, there's so many areas you go through before anything happens, and all that happens is Maxim is there being crazy. You're like, hey, Maxim, and he's like, kill them all, kill them all, kill them all. Maxim, what? You okay? Yeah, I have a headache.
Everything's fine. No one's Dracula. I don't know.
Darn it, why is everyone Dracula? Why do they keep lying to me?
This is a weird Walmart we found in the middle of this forest. This isn't Walmart, man.
Really, all the whole Soma thing, I kept waiting for everyone to get to the end of that game, and real Dracula sitting in that throne room going, "Are you people fucking retarded? I'm Dracula. I'm a guy. I'm not an idea. I'm not some shit you get elected to be."
You know, that is totally what that shit became by the end of Castlevania. I was okay with it. Was it Curse of
The
Darkness?
Dracula candidates, that was my favorite.
Dracula candidates. No, that was
The candidates for goddess.
Yeah, dude, minigame
fucking
did.
stupid.
Oh my god. God damn it, Bob.
God damn it, Bob, indeed. God damn it, Bob. But yeah, Dawn of Sorrow, that was like the stupidest fucking plot for dealing with the lore.
No, the stupidest fucking plot is the crossover fanfiction Bob just put in my head.
Oh, well, okay, fair enough. I wonder if maybe the Pachinko game had a stupider plot somehow.
Maybe. I don't think that they were using Dracula to power mechs, though, so...
Well, that's true. I didn't even consider Lords of Shadow because, as Aggro puts it, that isn't Castlevania.
Yeah, I was telling Dan earlier, when Lords of Shadow 2 came out, and I kept seeing, blurbs and titles for articles and reviews on websites. They kept doing this thing where they're like, this latest installment of the Castlevania series, and it took me a few seconds to recalibrate. They view the whole thing as Castlevania. Like, this is part of that. Wow, that's weird.
That's something weird that you're doing there.
Yeah, it really pisses me off, just from the perspective that these are the same people who like to think they're far more informed and way more understanding of the video game industry, and yet they don't even divest the concept of the creator left here. This is just some fucks in Spain. Asshole.
Yeah.
What was it? The funniest thing I read from these fucking Lords of Shadow guys. Funniest fucking thing I read. Man, it's gonna be terrible. The Mercury Steam's not working on anymore, so the only thing left for them to do is either Japan's gonna make a game or they're gonna treat it like Silent Hill and get the lowest bidder to make it. I'm like, that's what Mercury Steam was, you dipshits! It was fucking amazing. I had no idea that anyone out there didn't understand that.
That's insane. Like, I can't think of anywhere lower you can go from there. That's
sad. Russia. They are a make one game. That's most of Russia's game development workforce.
Well, if the international
good game though,
if the international video game industry is anything like the commercial airline industry,
yeah,
you've got Russia, right?
Okay.
But then you've got a video game company in the Congo that buys that Russian company's broken equipment.
Okay. That would be Mercury Steam in this equation, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But
now, something interesting with this whole the divergence between an IP and the creative team.
Yeah,
I think we're entering an area here, and we did a long time ago, wherein video games have to be treated like comic books, fandom-wise.
Yeah.
Because it's not the IP, it's who's writing it.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's not always good. You got to hit like this arc or this arc when you know that the creative team.
Anyone who's going to take a medium seriously should internalize and keep track of that stuff. I mean, I'm not saying you have to do it for everything, but if you're a fan of a series, if you're assessing a series, if you're reviewing any part of a series, you should understand where it's been and how it's being created. That's why, it's important that Sam Raimi doesn't make the new Spider-Mans. Right? That sort of thing. Of like, the director of the movie is important. Like, the first one's made by this asshole, and then the second one's a piece of shit and made by this guy. What was it, Kick-Ass? Did you ever see Kick-Ass 2?
No, I didn't see
As I understand it, that's basically how that went. Of like, the first director knew the guy who made the comic, and they worked together, and he wanted to do it. Second guy didn't fucking care. So it came out pretty bad.
That's what I heard.
That's what I heard, too. But yeah, I really think if you're going to be a reviewer, that is fucking an imperative. That you give it that level of thinking about it. That you actually give enough of a fucks to look at the creative people behind it and not just go, the Castlevania series. That's like as insane as saying the Mega Man which one? Fuck, we had Classicvanias, we had Metroidvanias, and now we have Bro-Sylvanias. I don't know what else to call it.
Well, I mean, I've been calling it Coxylvania in my head, but that just lends to all
Crapsylvania? No? Too reminiscent of
Lords
the
of Shadow is
Crapsicle?
poisonous enough of a title.
It is. It
I can't
really
remember
is.
who was it. Somebody in the chat during our live stream. It never occurred to me. Like, man, Lords of Shadow 2 doesn't have any Lords of Shadow in it.
Yeah, no, nothing past the first one did, which made the name even stupider to keep.
It had death.
They just... Shut up. In any case.
And Dracula's a Willer of Shadow, right?
No,
he's
he
the
isn't,
dragon.
but they call him... They called him so many different names once in Lords of Shadow 2 and Mirror of Fate that I want to kill them. Enrique Alvarez, he must have some good shit he is doing when he writes that script because he can't keep track of who's calling who what. Because in Mirror of Fate, he calls him Alucard. He calls him Alucard. He doesn't, like, Trevor at that point doesn't call himself anything. But Gabriel calls him Alucard. The beginning of Lords of Shadow 2, Trevor walks up and he's like, Trevor, good, you're here. Have you come to stop me? He's like, no, Trevor is dead. I am Alucard. And I'm like, because that was so many layers of the pronunciation has changed. The people calling themselves certain things has changed. Now, where did that name even come from? I saw it was on the coffin. That's not foreshadowing, you fucking idiots.
Lords of Shadow.
You haven't been through Mirror of Fate.
No, I haven't.
You should.
We both
I don't
sold
know,
ours,
Dan.
so-
Am I werewolf cool enough for that?
No one is. Except for the fan base who knows I'm an idiot for saying it's not werewolf cool.
Aw. Wolf door.
Wolf doors!
Sounds like a place I'd buy a handbag.
So come on down to Wolf Doors!
A little more of a British accent.
Nope, can't do it.
All right.
Sorry.
Fair enough.
So Bob, what you been playing for the last week?
A lot of
A lot
stuff.
of Towerfall.
Yeah, a lot of Towerfall.
That's some
Jesus.
good shit.
That is
That is excellent.
I mean, we were scoffing when they said buy an Ouya for this because that was an Ouya. Buy a PS4 for this though.
Yeah, because there will be other games. And the controller is fucking excellent.
Yeah.
Unlike that Ouya piece of shit.
God, yeah.
Good lord.
No, the Ouya, you don't need to use that controller. You can just plug in your 360 controller. Which also, that's garbage for 2D shooters and such. So no, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that either. Okay, so summarizing Towerfall. 4-player, single screen, no scrolling. Everyone's an archer. You get 3 buttons: shoot, jump, and dodge. You can dodge
Fuck.
through. You can dodge through midair. When you dodge, you grab arrows.
Yes!
That's the game.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And then you have so many modifiers like you would in Bomberman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Bomberman, basically.
Oh, fuck.
It's like your starting arrows are now bomb arrows, and you have infinite. And
No one
like
look at my erection.
don't look at my shame, my bomber shame.
I miss Bomberman 64.
I miss Bomberman, period. When was the last time they came out with a Bomberman? Anyone?
Yes.
Can we get like a
Original
Bomberman
DS?
Mania?
Bombervania.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, that PS3 one. Yeah, that was it.
Or wait, no,
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of
Shit.
Yeah. God damn it.
it was like Metroid is the operative half of that descriptor,
Yeah.
but Vania is the workable suffix.
Uh-huh.
Damn it.
Yeah.
was
Damn you, language mutation.
I also played Dark Souls 2 a bit.
Okay.
Try that out.
So the lighting degrade is real.
Yes.
Like, I walked
Yeah,
in the
that-
room and instantly saw that.
Yeah, just
I
seeing
was-
the old trailer is just hilarious now. It's like it's not even just the lighting. Like then
Yeah.
the texture quality is garbage.
And then the geometric quality is, like, way down. Like,
Yeah.
I walked in that room when you were playing. I hadn't seen that trailer anytime recently. That was the Spike VGA's 2012 that was released, that trailer, because they were like, Dark Souls 2!
I think that was just a CG trailer back then. I'm pretty sure. And then they did a gameplay trailer.
I saw the first gameplay trailer.
Okay.
Yeah. I haven't seen it in a really long time, obviously.
Right.
Even still, I walked in, and that game didn't look better than Dark Souls 1.
No, it doesn't.
What the fuck? That's just the weirdest shit that they showed this really pretty trailer, and then
That was PC version.
PC doesn't even make launch,
No, that's not for another 2
which
months.
I thought was even weirder. But then the console version looks in some ways worse than what I've seen from the prior 2 installments.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'd definitely say it's just straight up worse looking than Dark Souls original.
Yeah.
Demon Souls is one of the ugliest games on the PS3. Honestly, it is hideous. So
I'm trying to think of the ugliest game I've played on the PS3.
it's probably Resistance Fall of Man.
No.
No.
Okay.
What about Bladestorm?
That was pretty ugly.
pretty ugly. Yeah.
Fatal Inertia looked like a GameCube game.
I forgot about that game. That was a racer that was kind of like F-Zero.
Yeah, made by Koei. It was kind of like Wipeout crossed with F-Zero, crossed with Jet Moto sort of thing. Like, it was some weird in between those 3 vectors.
At least Koei made games this gen, right?
Yeah, Square Enix. You should look into
Konami.
making games. Oh, yeah, Konami's been the worst.
Yeah.
I'm really pissed off at Square Enix.
Yeah.
Yeah. How fucking dare they? Like, Konami hasn't made games. Square Enix has done their best to shit all over their good reputation.
Yeah.
At least at the beginning of this next gen, Konami has a slight glimmer of hope that may be extinguished entirely tomorrow.
How true.
So, gameplay-wise, Dark Souls 2, want to talk about it?
Sure. It's it's very much the same. I was surprised. I thought it would be at least a little different feeling, but it feels very similar.
I played it for just a moment and I noticed it was a little bit more responsive, but most of the boss battles were designed around turning into bats to dodge hits. It was really weird. And stealth rat segments, I don't know, was...
I don't think we played the same game.
God damn it.
Lords of Shadow 2, rat doors. Rat doors, mist doors, bat doors,
Doors. Those are the worst.
No. You need the green door to unlock this door. The green door is locked in the blue wall, you fucker. You need the red crystal. Who built this place?
That sounds like a fever dream caused by owning an Atari 2600.
I also finished Final Fantasy
Lightning Returns, which they didn't get to hear the joke because the podcast never went up. But Bob, basically, you ended up in this situation where, what was it? You had 6 days, and no more plot would happen, so you had all those side missions.
Yeah, I had tons of side missions to do in 6 days to get it done.
And I was just saying, it would just cut out to the middle of the fucking desert, and Lightning's so fucking bored. She's like, God, I'm bored. And starts beating it off out there, and it's just like, some dude from a village is like, hey. She just ignores him and keeps going at it. He's like, hey. She's like, what? Our village is being attacked. Ah! And then it cuts to the middle of the village and she battles someone.
Oh yeah, that's what we did last podcast.
Yeah, that's what we did. That was the gem from last
It's
podcast.
like the whole podcast. I think that kept happening.
Better than it being wolf doors. I don't know. But yeah, so Lightning Returns goes completely fucking insane by the end.
That game is mad. I don't... Why? Why would you even... Why is that even part of the series? Why would you...
Why is it a series?
Yeah, why is it a series?
Why couldn't they just make a proper ending to the first one?
The first one had a proper ending.
Really?
That's the worst part. It was just... It wrapped everything up. It was fine.
Oh, I thought there was like an open end.
No, that's why everybody was so freaked out when 10-2 happened.
13-2.
13-2.
Yeah, 13-2
Yeah, still bitter.
starts right at that, right at the ending to that. And just goes weird. Like...
Well, at least people get to retcon it then. They get to be like, I only consider that canon. And,
Yeah,
you know, that's good for them.
Right?
At least being able to do that.
Just switch it off in their head.
Yeah. I do that with Castlevania, Mega Man, Sonic. Everything. Girlfriends.
See, Sonic is always specific, like a lot of games. I'm like, okay, these are my headcanon ones. With Sonic, it's like, these games happened, and then the apocalypse happened.
Yeah. That's about right. You're looking forward to that Sonic month, eh?
Oh man, guys, these 3 or 4 games were great. Oh, I'm feeling a bit fluish.
What was it? I got to see John. We did the retro remembering Jew Wario live stream over this last weekend, and I got to tune in for the part where the two founders of co-founders of Retroware played the Sega Master System of Sonic 1.
Oh, wow.
It runs a lot faster than the Game Gear version. Also, you can see shit because higher res. It's like, man, Sonic, you can only see like 3 feet in front of you. He's like, I'm the fastest thing alive, but I can't see
At any cost.
at any cost. Gotta go fast.
Sonic's a true patriot.
What else have you been playing? Any closing comments on Lightning Returns?
Lightning Returns. Oh, man. I don't know what they were even thinking. I really don't. That was a mess. I don't...
So just like an
They
American...
just kicked it out and... Like, okay, this gen is over. Thank God. Let's move on.
So just like in American fiction, like in Japanese fiction, has it gotten to a point where everyone's doing things that they think are cool because they saw it in a thing and they didn't understand? Contextually, no, that was a cool ending for that thing because it built up toward that emotionally in a certain way. So like they just wholesale Lightning Return ends with, in another universe, in space, and fucking space dragon robots. No, Bayonetta is crazy the whole way through. You didn't...
Yeah.
That would have been hilarious if it was just straight up Bayonetta.
If it was straight Bay, that would be pretty great.
That would be pretty great.
It's
like
some
half
weird,
Bayonetta.
like, anime style, friendship matters, sake of humanity, bizarre
Remember
stuff.
when Final Fantasy VII ended like that? No? I guess that's because it didn't. I'm just contrasting here. That's all I'm doing. Any other?
I remember Final Fantasy VIII not ending like that.
I remember falling through dimensions and sad for Witchy Woo.
Was all I ever saw of it was like the final battle and the ending cutscenes.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's probably the way to do it.
yeah. It's like I'm gonna play it for a while. I'm like, okay, he beats it. I'm like, what the shit just happened, man?
Yeah, I kind of like some of the twists they go with in it near the end, but it takes them forever to do it. It's just like, Jesus. Because there's this whole subplot of, well, the reason everyone's lived for 500 years is...
Are we talking Lightning Returns?
Yes, Lightning Returns.
Okay, so
yes.
we went back to that after.
Right, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
I thought we were still on 8.
Okay, no.
I was like, man, who gives a fuck about 8, Bob?
But yeah, there's this thing where no one's dying.
For 500 years.
Yeah, for 500 years. Like, they're immortal, but they can still die from disease and such. But no one can be burst either. Like, they're... humanity is basically at a standstill, and they're like, oh, well, the goddess of death died in the last game. So the new god, or the main god, is like grooming you to be the new goddess of death. And it's like, okay, that's kind of nifty.
That makes the ending of 9 a lot more interesting because I'm pretty sure you kill Death right at the end of 9.
right? For
So
no
9
reason.
occurred somewhere in there.
9 was happening parallel to.
Okay, well, for no reason, let's think about that real quick. Do you want to die? Do you want to die? Now, given the chance, would you kill Death to not die? Huh?
But I don't know if I'm prepared to kill him and the knight.
Oh, okay. I'm always prepared for that.
Oh yeah, you have to kill the knight sometimes.
For all
The
the
knight responds. Come on.
For all the shit I've heard about 13, whenever I play Dissidia, all I think is, as long as I play this game, Lightning can be here and not in her own game.
That's a good way to do that.
Okay, yeah.
Everyone in Dissidia is so shittily written.
It's
Like,
true.
it's funny because Eric isn't here, so I get to say this without his response. He always keeps saying Lightning is such a joyless bitch. Like, he says that constantly. I'm like, have you played that game? Everyone's overwrought and way too serious, except for the characters that are just overly goofy. Like, Dissidia is so fucking shitty fanfic, it's painful.
Yeah, it's like tone perfect fan fiction. That's why I love playing it.
Not tone perfect.
I never thought of it like, oh,
Okay,
wait, maybe that's bad.
I didn't read Tenchi Muyo fanfics
like-
where they all stood around and got fucking serious, like, oh, I'm Ryoko,
Man,
the last of.
I have some fics to send you.
God damn it!
But that's why I never thought about, like, oh, wait, maybe that's shitty writing. When I played City, I'm like, yes, this is Final Fantasy fanfiction. Clearly, that's how the dialogue's gonna be.
I don't know. I think Gundam Warriors 1 was the best of fanfiction video games.
It was. It really was. God, I wish they could have kept that.
Kill
up.
you.
I still wake up at night sometimes because of Bakanetsumaru in that fucking game. Jesus Christ.
So, did you play anything else?
Yes, I was played that Vanguard Princess.
Yes, that's on Steam.
That's on
It
Steam.
is a Dojin fighter.
Waifu fighting simulator. Yes.
Dude, they fucking
Have we progressed to that
Wasn't
point?
one of the tags waifu or something on
I think-
Steam? One of them was Moe,
Yeah, of course.
Are these licensed characters or original?
No, this is all original.
Okay.
and the game advertises in such a weird way that you wonder how it got on Steam. Like, Steam can get pretty sensitive about things sometimes. And this is straight up that
Waifus.
sleazy side of, like, select your Moe waifu to battle it out in Sugoi battle. It just keeps going. It just goes for it the whole way, and at no point does it stop to think, this is really weird. Yeah. So you got that working with the PS4 controller, is that right?
PS3 controller. eventually.
PS3. Okay. So I was right.
It's really annoying because with that game, to use the D-pad, you actually have to remap the keyboard commands to your controller, because it just, if you plug in a controller, it's like, you want to use the analog stick, and
Yeah,
that's a mistake.
because they assume the joystick, not the buttons.
Right.
Yeah.
So after I got that working, it actually seems like a pretty solid fighter. It's got like a guard button or a parry button. Yeah,
Cool.
and I was like, that's good stuff. For
Does
it's
it have
under $5.
Now
And
I gotta
it's really
ask.
well animated.
It's under $5,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
And it has that unlockable DLC,
Right.
which is even weirder.
Yeah, I don't know what that even is. I thought maybe it would uncensor some words or something,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
Some words.
Yeah.
or,
It was phrased in a very weird way.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Like all these characters are under 18 blatantly, which is why this is so like, how did this get on Steam?
Oh.
Who's giving who?
I'm
a
sure the
blowjob?
bios say 18 plus.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So
they-
did all the fan fiction.
But okay, so there's a parry button.
Yeah, the parry button.
Important question: is there a Kagome button?
There's no Kagome button.
Shit, was
you
that last
tried?
podcast too?
I think that
Damn it!
I'm just gonna have to edit the last podcast down into like little segments.
Then the internet's like, that was amazing. Do that to all of your podcasts.
That's what Pat does, and it actually works out great views wise. Pat and Ian talk about video game scalping. Pat and Ian talk about, and then like wholly separate subjects. And they
Dan
do
does
well.
this for like 4 podcasts in a row. It's eventually the Gigaboots crew swears in a string.
Yeah, basically.
I always wanted to do that to our old SPF stuff. Just swearing in chronological order.
What was it? Shit. Did you play anything else?
I also played a little bit of that other game that hit Steam. That's Japan and indie. Mitsurugi Kamui. That's it. It's a 3D.
So it's a 3D
hack and slash.
third person, of course.
Right.
With pretty low quality models.
Right, but I mean, from one dude, yeah. I don't know. I think the main character models were okay, but the menus were just hilariously bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I wouldn't pay the full $10 for it. I just played the demo. Right now it's on sale for like $8 or $9.
So is the problem with it that the combat's simplistic and repetitive?
A little bit, but after you figure out there is a little bit more depth to it than I originally thought, but it has some issues, and all the stages are just one small area you're confined in and waves of enemies coming in.
Okay, that's very Dojin.
Yeah, it's quite boring.
Like a lot of Dojin games, that's how they cut corners. They're like, here's the play area. Like if you think about it, Sora. Oh shit! What do people know that as over here? Acceleration Suguri.
Oh, okay.
Acceleration, Suguri X.
Yeah, Suguri X. Yeah, both of those just play area. That one thing we got the review copy, was that Rocket Android? I don't remember, but it was the flying shooter where it had that map area.
Oh yeah,
And you saw a small bit. I'm not sure that we ever successfully quick played that because
I
we
think
both
we had
played
issues,
it and
yeah.
it just didn't click. And then on top of that, actually no, I think it really
Okay.
was just that of like,
Is this
I'm
fun?
pretty sure I get this game. It's just what? Is this really all there is? I don't. Unlike that awesome high-speed time trial flying shooter that was so fucking anime.
Oh yeah, it's that thing where we had
Whereas-
Avas in the background for no reason.
Yeah, that thing was fucking great.
But yeah,
Man, I can't remember the name of that for the life of me. Whatever, it's on Rocket Android's website if you go there.
that Kamui game though, that's honestly, after playing it for a while and seeing all the different things it can do, there are actually unlockable moves even that make it even deeper. I'm like, this is deeper than a lot of like officially published action games.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I'm sorry, I love Bob's doomed affinity for good action games.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's so sad.
So does Catfish Gorapati. That he quote says it's adorable. But your plight amuses him.
This catfish motherfucker.
For you, it was the ruination of the action game genre. For him, it was Wednesday.
oh man, we rewatched that just what was it, 2 days ago?
Yeah.
I didn't remember. That is legitimately a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
I don't.
That's actually an alright movie. Street Fighter the movie.
Yeah, there's a bunch of weird shit in it, but
Yeah, and it just ignores lore, but you can't really expect
yeah.
much more.
Yeah. I mean, hell, in the term of video game movies, it's actually pretty top tier.
Right.
Like, it's better than the Mario Bros. Movie.
Yeah, God.
That was weird. And not in a good way like Tron. Because I would say that, like, what would you describe as a good weird movie? Like a weird good movie?
those are two different things.
Really?
Yeah.
There's no type of weird that you find good?
Well, no, it's just like there are weird movies that that's a kind of weird. And then there are good movies that are weird.
That
like
first one.
Equilibrium is a weird movie. It's kind of good.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, so Mario Bros. Wasn't Equilibrium. Street Fighter, though. That was Equilibrium.
Right, there's just that little hint of, they know.
Okay,
Equilibrium didn't have that. Never mind.
And,
they had no idea.
Honestly,
I
it's
feel
Poe's
like
Law.
Equilibrium was made by two guys, and one of them knew, and the other one was autistic.
Yeah, probably.
That movie it's so dumb, and it has like the best gunfight ever. It's fucking Christian Bale versus the villain from Warriors of Virtue having a gun fist fight. It's the best scene in cinema history.
If only we could ever top that.
God, I'll never forget. Like, I finally watched it after years of Dan looking at me and going, "No, not that incident." It shows up on Netflix. I'm like, shit, yeah, I finally watch it. Sean Bean shows up. And in my head, I immediately start going, 5, 4, 3.
God, that movie tries so hard, and that's its best attribute. It just tries so hard to be smart.
Like, it shows up to the casual Halloween party in costume, doesn't break for a second. No hesitation, just owns it.
Is that character.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm a Belmont. I travel the countryside. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, look, there's Dracula. Starts whipping him. Like,
every scene, it doubles down.
So enough about that. Aggro, what have you been playing?
I have finally...
Wolf Doors.
Wolf Doors. Nothing but Wolf Doors of every description and variation.
I hear the microtransactions are a little infuriating with Wolf Doors.
Well, there was the one where I had to, like, choke it with pennies, and then there was the one where I put 2 quarters over its eyes after I defeated it.
Yeah.
So, honestly, I finally... The dam broke, and I'm playing Final Fantasy IX on my Vita.
Cool.
Oh my god, Final Fantasy IX.
I don't know why I keep stopping myself from going back. I know
so
it's amazing.
Good.
For me, I
I just did the Festival of the Hunt. Oh.
I always assume like there will be at some point a Let's Play series of Final Fantasies that will be glorious and stretch a whole year.
Yeah, because those will take a while.
Yeah. But I don't know, like that would just be an absolutely incredible way to experience that for myself.
Yeah, doing all the Final Fantasies, that would be great. And I'd love to have a video series.
Time to kickstart!
All right.
If the internet will do
honestly,
it.
yeah, it's like we all need to take a couple weeks off work to do this.
No, fuck it. We'll have them pay us for a year. That's small in the terms of internet money, but we're Let's Playing every final, not just main installments.
Oh God! So
we're doing tactics, no matter how many hours.
Oh Jesus! But
Tactics
then,
Advanced 2.
How do we figure out like our team makeup here? Because I know you and I have very different ideas of how to run a tactics group.
We checked the strategy guide.
Yeah,
the strategy
got a
guide
lot
is
to go
wrong.
We got Mystic Quest.
Oh,
we got Legends 1,
I met
2,
a guy
3.
who Mystic Quest was his favorite.
We
Final
get to see
Fantasy.
talent.
It's a bro Final Fantasy.
Yeah, it
You
is.
just swing, win.
Oh my God! Oh, we get to play Airgees.
I'll count it.
Well, we're talking about 9. Did you ever hear about 1 year back? Someone apparently found a quest that was supposedly undocumented.
Yeah, did you hear about that?
Oh, the like the 9-sibling family thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah,
Pretty incredible that.
I'm like, we found the blackjack game at the end, and we didn't like no strategy guide had that shit.
I found that sibling thing back when I first played it. I was like, that was hidden.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
I played this game so many times. Every now and then I'm like, I can't remember the exact order I need to do this in to get maximum result. So I'll go to an FAQ and I'll hit up a wiki and it's like, do this, 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 this. I'm like, but you missed the other chest behind the bush. God damn it.
God, I've never gone through it to get I think it's the Excalibur. There's a way you can get through that game. You have to get to the very last town within 20 hours or something.
It's a time thing.
Yeah,
I've
ridiculous.
read the strategy tips for doing that and it's fucked.
That's ludicrous.
Yeah,
it
that
is.
game is ludicrous.
It is. It's so amazing. The one thing I always told anyone who ever went back to play 9, use Quina. Let her eat everything.
Yeah, that is
she
blue magic.
will fucking rock. Like Mighty Guard, Angel Snack, let's do this.
They actually give you her fairly early compared to other Final Fantasies with Blue Magic too. So it's
Well, like you can get her, or like you can miss her and have to go back for her later.
right. But I'm saying when in 6, you couldn't get that character until like the world ended, basically. So it was really late game. I was like, oh, there's no reason to go like draw magic from all of these guys.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. They do take your white mage though. It's like, here's your Dragoon and your Blue Mage. You're like, oh, alright, well never mind.
You have a Dragoon. What's the problem?
It wasn't until like years later and many RPGs later and going back to earlier Final Fantasies that I'm like, oh man, the thief being the main character was really weird.
I don't know.
6.
And he did like
6.
high ass deeps.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was the weird part.
That is the weird.
Because
He was awesome.
Locke's special ability was to just take shit.
Yeah, it was
That
like
was it.
thief's sword. I'm like, shit, guys, why is that a thief's sword? One, it's fucking enormous. It's 2 knives. That's not a dagger. That's a. You put 2 swords together.
That was the craziest thing. I never had another Final Fantasy or RPG in general be like, no, the main character's weapon type changes halfway through the game, and it's just awesome.
Yeah. It goes back and forth a couple of times. Like around the middle,
Yeah.
I'd go back to daggers and then synth those together. Explode.
I watched the Sony E3 conference 2007 recently.
Yeah.
It didn't occur to me how shortly into the PSP's life that the 2000 came out, and that they were like, hey, you have 32 megs more to buffer things to shove it into RAM. That's way more legitimate than I thought it was at the time when you think about the larger scale. Because the PSP's product life cycle was, let's see, came out in 2005. When did the Vita come out? 2012?
I guess, because it wasn't last year.
It wasn't last year, it was the year before. So yeah, 2012. So it had 7 years, 2.5 in. Like, they had launched the next model, which really, it's only 2.5 cheating, really, because in America, it would be like 2.25, really. And in Japan, fuck them. So in any case, and the PSP for piracy and Monster Hunter really blew up post that. So, like, that RAM was totally legit. It was pretty legit. If it weren't for memory sticks being so infinitely better than loading things off of a UMD, maybe we would have noticed the effects of that. I need to go and beat Third Birthday. Oh, God. Maybe I'll do that after Ground Zeroes tomorrow. I'll just be like, hey, what's up? They're like, this isn't Ground Zeroes. What did I just walk in for? Third Birthday, come, join us as we try to keep track of the plot.
Every now and then I pull open a drawer on my desk and see my clerk's UMD.
God, how did that even happen?
I know, that's...
Like, Weinstein...
It seemed like a better idea at the time.
Like, it was a subsidiary... what company put that out? It's the subsidiary of Disney. I forget the name of the company. It was run by the Weinsteins. I can't remember their name at all.
I don't remember.
Miramax. There we go.
Oh.
Miramax fucking owns Clerks. How the fuck did Sony, a completely disparate company, just go, Clerks? Hey, you gonna let us put Clerks?
I almost got Endless Waltz for that bitch. I always regret that I didn't.
That's like so perfectly that is it.
Uh-huh.
You take that and you can't explain that to somebody, but if they could understand it, like this is a UMD. It's for the PSP. And in 2005, this is an Endless Waltz movie for Gundam Wing that came out on it, so I could watch that on the go. Like if they could understand
Right?
that, they would understand
Yeah.
like yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
This was a moment in technology.
that
And culture,
honestly,
like it's just so perfectly like there, my high school years in one disc.
Like, no, guys, we had the internet and we had smartphones, but we weren't there yet.
Yeah, no, like phones, fucking God, they blew dick until the iOS.
I mean,
Like they were clunky.
I'm surprised like
motherfuckers.
how far into it people kept buying those UMDs, because
Yeah.
even like as far back as when we were just still selling the Vitas and UMD stuff, there were still people in there looking for them in my store. It's
Yeah.
like they want movies, because
I mean,
that's a convenient format for kids.
It
you
is.
don't have to link up any credit card or something and worry about them buying other stuff.
Yeah.
And then the PSP, like when it came out, before it didn't sell well, and before everything bad happened, it was, wait a minute, Sony's making a Game Boy, and the screen's how big?
Yeah, I wish as many people... I wish the shock and awe that was that product announcement occurred with the Vita. Because the Vita is still that spirit.
Yeah.
The problem is we have these assholes with iPhones who are just like, that can't do the weird extraneous bullshit my phone can do nearly as well as my phone. What a piece of shit. And I hate that is the game journalism industry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like, I wish that was just people at TechCrunch and Engadget.
That's
Stupid.
Honestly, yeah, that's retarded. That's like everyone being okay with it. The Xbox One's more of a media device than a game console.
It's so irrelevant in everything else. It's so irrelevant to what's going on with that device that that's the part that befuddles me so much. It's like, but that's a huge, beautiful screen. You have buttons. And it plays games, and there's so much good foundation there for games. Like the PSP,
but you want to yell at it because it's not your phone.
Because it's not your phone, yeah, basically. Like the PSP, I still think that was like, I wish the Vita was as remarkable for its time as the PSP was for its, because you could play videos off the memory stick. Like, that was fucking nuts. What else could you do that with in 2005?
Not your DS.
Yeah, it was an amazing thing. I had a PSP instead of a thumb drive. It was fucking amazing.
Yeah, right. That was a weird time. Like, oh, teacher, I'm going to hook this up to the computer so that I can transfer my Word
She
files.
looks at you and like, is he going to hack the internet?
Oh, no.
Fucking, how many years before the PS3 did the PSP have wallpapers?
I think about 2, 3.
We're going to be 60 and still bitching about the PSP, aren't we?
The fact it didn't succeed, or... Like, which vector are we bitching about? Because I think, like, looking back on the PSP, that really was just a really fucking solid... The only shortcoming was not having a second analog stick.
Yeah. We bitched about that all fucking day.
And then the battery life, like, for a lot of people was bad, but I can't say the 3D... Like, things have only gotten worse from there.
Right, and then when we hit 2000, it was like, well, this is good.
Yeah, that was better than either portable at the moment.
Yeah.
Even the XL versions. The PSP 2000 beats the XL 3DS.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Gigaboost podcast, where I say the suffix before the actual title of the device. We're going to be talking about the 2000 Vita and the XL 3DS. 4PS. DS2. Oh, the 2DS. So, the 2DS, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. We talked about this. Keiji Inafune announced a new game made by Inti Creates, which did the Mega Man Zero series and Mega Man 9 and 10. They're straight up making another Mega Man Zero-esque game where it's same sort of plot of, like, it's the distant future and secret society is taking over. You're a fucking robot hunter. But instead of everything being robots and nanomachines and shit, psychic.
But they're still robots.
But they're still fucking robots.
Yeah.
There's like this dude floating in midair and he punches out and a giant arm hits a portal. And the portal appears next to you and a giant arm comes out and punches you in the face. And it's like insanely fluidly animated. I'm like, shit. I'm buying that.
Yep.
Fuck. But then I thought about playing it on my 3DS and I'm like, and I'm playing it on Tosh's 2DS. Because I need that
2DS.
stick to be perfectly placed for that high-octane Mega Man action. Oh, man. But yeah, no, I think the PSP probably... I don't know, like... If you cut out all the media features, you could say, yeah, no, Vita definitely better. If you were to take all the portables ever made, Vita better.
Yeah.
But with media taken into account and time and culture and technology itself taken into account, PSP beats Vita.
Yeah, it was a much more revolutionary, multi-useful device.
Yeah.
I mean, God, I love the Vita. I love holding it.
The PSP Walkman.
Did you get to hold a Vita 2000 yet?
Yes, I did get to mess with that a little, barely at all.
I've heard
Dude brought it in and was like, here it is. And I'm like, that is really nice. And it was one of the Final Fantasy X ones, too. And I was like,
nice. I heard from some other people corroborating your opinion on like it felt more comfortable somehow. Was that what you were saying? What was your opinion of it?
God, it was so long ago.
Okay, I could have sworn when you were talking about it, you were like, I know it's less thick, but it's actually more comfortable because of.
Yeah,
I think it's
they moved the grips in, and they realized, hey, that
Okay, so that's good because like
Yeah.
I can hold this thing by the grips, but it gets tiring after a while.
Yeah.
I only ever do it for games that are like, do not touch the back touchpad.
right. They reduced the size of the back touchpad. It's like good, because that thing is not.
That thing did not need to be full size.
I'll have you now. No,
Not for
because of
anything.
your delivery there, I'm now imagining Sony corporate, and the games you're playing on that are that robot from that episode of The Twilight Zone, which are like, make me hot coffee
And not China cup. Yeah, I
in
remember
a
that.
China cup.
But yeah, like honestly,
like-
for everything except like Escape Plan, we use the back touchpad like we use the touchpad of the PS4 controller. So yeah, it's a cool.
Yeah, you're on it.
I love the touchpad of the PS4 controller.
I do too. It's the best thing about the touchpad on the PS4 controller is that it's so accessible. Either thumb can hit it
Yeah.
so easily.
I've never had a problem in the middle of fucking
not
Killzone to swipe.
in the
swipe,
bad
swipe,
way.
swipe.
Like
Like
this
so
is.
many controller, right?
Yeah, so you shrink that in. That's fucking beautiful.
And that's what
Right.
they did.
Awesome.
I've heard like the LCD screen looks really good.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, it's
really good.
Yeah.
Like not bad.
It doesn't have any of that weird color aberration or whatever.
But see, that's the thing. I
LED
don't
does.
know. Like when they know that that's how that's gonna look on the. Oh wait, what? The 3DS.
No, that.
The Vita
The Vita.
1000.
Yeah,
okay.
the Vita.
But
I
yeah,
knew that
see, it has a color tint to it, but everyone who was making a game for it should have known it had a color tint to it.
Should have.
The only person who I've talked to, which I haven't talked to many video developers, I talked to Thomas Hopper, and I'm like, this is how the Vita makes your stuff look. I'm going insane trying to white balance this footage of your game. Completely and utterly crazy, actually, if you must know. And he was like, oh, that's weird. And I'm like, yeah, it's the OLED. There's nothing we can do about it.
There's a brief silence, and the dad's like, "So, if you could give me a new build by tomorrow."
Dude, if I had the position that Richard Ledbetter did over at Digital Foundry, like, maybe that would be the email I send out. Can you get me a version with a hotfix tomorrow? No?
Your game
you're
isn't
gonna
good enough for
you're-
my review video.
You're gonna regret that. That's actually the crazy thing. Ledbetter, he said some things before that implies, like, on the console versions of... oh, man, what were the games? The Arkham games, the second one. City? Yeah, in Arkham City, since they have, like, I guess a dev kit in order for them to record videos of the shit, he was able to toggle a switch and unlock the frame rate. So he was able to gauge the true frame rate of the two versions, the 360 and the PS3.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and he was like, well, this version's actually running at a higher frame rate, but it's a lower resolution. And this one's running at just barely above the 30 frame per second thing. So, you know, it's going to be, once you get that frame rate locked, then it's a higher res. I'm like, that's really weird. I never really thought of... Like, I still like to think of video games as they were back on the PS2, right? Of like,
Right.
this is the frame rate it runs at, and the developer designed it to run at that frame rate, which is still not even true remotely. It hasn't been for like 8 years. It's been like, we
Those
made
were
the
the
game and it
days.
runs like this.
Yeah.
Because that is God. It's so fucked up that that's like we made the game. What's the frame rate? We'll check when we're done.
Yeah, that's kind of how it...
Freaking John Carmack's not like that.
John
No.
Carmack doesn't know about frame rates.
That's why
and
he
if you
fu-
mention it to him, he will open his mouth back around his head, and that piercing darkness will make you forget where you are.
The beautiful thing is, the more you get into the Carmackian lore and verbiage, the more you realize he doesn't speak in frames per second. He speaks in hertz in milliseconds.
Yep.
The frame rate.
That's how you do it.
No, that's like third degree out of. That's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, you want to boil this down for the mainstream? Okay, I can do that. So this game runs good.
Colors are on your TV.
God, fucking, he's like, yeah, the gamma curve for this, the gamma curve for that. And I'm like, I don't get gamma! Stop scaring me! Because of all the things I've had to learn about video and listening to John Carmack and stuff, I finally realized the reason why your PS4 does a weird, like, boot switchover when you put in your Blu-ray, that's a different color space from your PS4. I guess the PS4 is running an sRGB 8-bit.
Huh.
And the fucking Blu-rays are, oh shit, what is it? Rec 709. Yeah, it sounds way more hardcore than it deserves, which Bob brought up to me because I just kept saying it over and over. I'm like, normally, and he's just like, that sounds stupid. Sounds like a Liger. So we have this... Shit, what was the name of that series? The one with Ligers.
Fuck, Zoids.
Thank you. I'm like, so we have this.
Knocked it right.
We have this Zoids movie on our UMD. Shit.
Oh my god.
Fucking Zoids.
That would be okay if there was secretly a printing of 200 copies of the next season of Zoids where they did the S League and it was only printed on 200 UMDs.
That would be the rarest thing in pseudo gaming. Yes.
Oh my fucking god. There would be bloodshed. I mean, fuck those like Earth, Wind, and Fire games with like the golden sword and the golden chalice and shit.
Yeah. I looked up the price for Intelligent Q recently. It's pretty pricey still.
Yeah?
It's $50-$60.
Yeah, that's a bit.
That's kind of funny to see it maintain maybe slightly what's the term? Whatever. Appreciated in price. Over the time since I got those 2 copies for cheap at a Blockbuster and I went, fucking idiots. Right. Traded them in. But I found out on the PlayStation Store in Japan and Europe, they both have that game. So if you just buy a card for a Japan store, it's straight up the same game. Just if you go to the tutorials, like the tutorials are in Japanese.
Right.
Which who the fuck needs a tutorial for Intelligent Cube? You just play for 10 seconds and you're like, oh,
right.
This is what's happening.
Welcome to Depth versus Complexity,
I
bitches.
was actually worried that it wouldn't have the same voice clip for when you get a perfect run of cubes and they all roll off. And it slams on the new set of cubes and it goes, perfect! Like, I was worried that it would be some Japanese thing.
Perfecto!
Yeah, perfecto! Like, that one,
Italian.
I wouldn't even... Perfectini!
Oh, that's a Pokemon.
But I was worried because that would have ruined it for me.
Right.
As petty as that is, that really would have done it.
Yeah.
But no, it still has it.
That was so, like... an American Japanese voice clip. I don't know. That's the Soul Calibur announcer.
Yeah, it is.
Oh god, we
In
both
his heart
played
for honor.
Soul Calibur
Broken Destinies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a free-to-play game, currently only available on the Japanese PlayStation Store. We haven't done a quick play of it because we're horrible people, I guess.
Yeah.
Realistically, we could go over to your house tonight and do like 3-4 quick plays, like Towerfall, that.
Yeah, we could even do Mitsurugi Kamui and Vanguard. No, okay.
We have to see if those things work with Fraps.
Yeah, Fraps is always a wild card.
PC is a wild card. Fuck PC.
Yeah.
PC. I hate the PC Master Race because they have a complete disregard for the purity of consoles and handhelds as ideas. Not just from a development side, but as a thing. Japan, all about that. So that's why they're like completely sold on handhelds and consoles. Which reminds me, John D from Retroware, John Delia.
I was like, the historical figure?
Yes.
The original 007?
That one. No, John Delia from Retroware. From one of the founders. I asked him during the stream, I was like, hey, what contemporary games have you bought recently, and did you enjoy them? And he was like, oh, what did I buy? I bought Ace Attorney, Dual Destinies for my 3DS, and I guess I've been playing a lot of 3DS stuff, handheld stuff in general as of late. It's really convenient because I could play it on the go, and I'm like, ha ha ha! Ha! I knew it! There's a resurgence! You go like 15 years and you're like, why would I play it on a handheld? I got a TV. And then you have kids and then you're like, ah, fuck.
Yeah, that's kind of the reason that people want to buy Vitas to play their PS4s on that.
In Sony, they had to have had these numbers somewhere. See, sadly, I'm so far in my tunnel of, you don't like Portals. Maybe go fuck yourself. Maybe you suck a dick. You could suck mine if you want. No? Okay.
Cape Horn impersonation of Robert De Niro.
Man, it would be fucking great if Iga got up at GDC. He's like, "What's your favorite Castlevania?" You don't have to say one of mine. What's your favorite? And they're like, Castlevania 4. And he's like, Castlevania 4, it's good. It's okay. It's an alright Castlevania. Why didn't you say mine? You could have said Aria of Sorrow. That's a good one. Why would you say Castlevania 4? That's the whole panel. God, we need to go film that on a green screen right now.
I want his entire GDC conference to be him alone in a swivel chair. He will turn around and pull down the curtain over the official Castlevania timeline, shake his head, and walk off stage.
Right? God, the torment that man went through the last, 3 years of him interfacing with that series over the timeline is just so fucking tragic. Of, these aren't canon, then him coming back later and them being canon again, and his comment on it being, it's a business thing.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, it is bad.
Man, Konami.
Konami.
What
are you, Capcom?
Stab. They're worse than Capcom.
Right?
Wow.
It's really hard. You have to. It's so hard to dissect between Capcom, Square Enix, and Konami who's been the worst this gen.
Japan's been fucking it up.
Pretty fucking hard. In fact, Koei's the only people who have consistently operated at their normal levels this whole gen. That's because they weren't.
Koei.
It's like fucking Australian speed skating. You didn't fall down, here's your gold medal.
Right?
Hey! You didn't die.
Though they even screwed up Ninja Gaiden 3.
What's your favorite Final Fantasy? You don't have to say one of mine.
5?
Why didn't you say 13?
Oh my god.
That would have been great!
Whoever left,
Oh man! That guy would get laughed out of GC.
whoever left Toriyama in charge of that series
Should be fired.
Yes!
Yes, and I believe he was. CEO is fucking gone.
Yeah, okay, this is true.
Oh shit, who stepped down recently? Trenton?
Yeah, Jack
Yes,
Tretton.
Jack Tretton.
I'm not sure we got a podcast
No.
even recorded
No, we didn't.
that. So yeah, Jack Tretton left. What was it? Jack Tretton left, Amy Hennig left Naughty Dog, and there were closures at Sony Santa Monica. Was there anything else that happened?
30 layoffs or something.
Oh, and Drive Club got delayed.
This isn't gonna end with like a super band showing up, is it?
Yeah.
Damn.
But a lot of people on the internet were like, "Oh man, Jack Tretton, seeing how bad things are going at Sony, he's getting out of the industry." I'm like,
What?
"Excuse me, let me just talk to you for a second. Have you seen The Order? Have you seen Infamous? Things are fucking fine."
Have you seen the fired list at Microsoft?
Have you seen the sales that apparently just don't stop?
What was it?
They won't stop adding millions.
Fucking recently, the NPD came out and said in America they're pretty much selling the same.
Yeah?
Yeah. There's supposedly only a 10% discrepancy, which I know for a fact is horseshit.
Yeah, that's... I think that Microsoft would be saying something if they had numbers anywhere close.
Right? I don't know
Now-
where those numbers are coming from, but
What-
you
what-
know,
Because they're selling
they were saying
the same.
not monetarily,
Right, right.
not per
No.
dollar, but hardware's sold.
Right.
Is what the NPD was saying.
Now, like
Now the
sold
NPD
or
is closed.
selling?
Sold, and I believe they
Yeah,
gave
that's
a specific
Sold to
measurement.
retailer or sold to...
See, that's a good question,
'Cause
but the NPD is so obfuscated that we don't get to check that shit. That it's a pay-for service that you don't get to.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the NPD transformed about 3 years ago into that, and it's been hell since.
Yeah.
Also, that shit should be illegal, but you know,
Right.
whatever.
But yeah, I would definitely believe they sold those to retailers.
Right.
I've seen some stock numbers on that.
Because they keep shoving it into
They
your,
accidentally sent us way too fucking many.
they keep shoving it into all these fucking distribution channels and then paying for ads that are like, we got the exclusive Xbox One in. And then the giant bomb's like, that's weird, huh? And somehow it doesn't click with them. Oh, this is a fucking scam. Like, just at any level, this is just a giant tower of bullshit.
There was a really good joke on the Bosman, or Final Bosman the other week of... You saw the Titanfall Xbox One, right? And how that showed up at Respawn. That's only for them. Their custom one.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, well, that happened, and they got a custom one there, and it's like, well, this was clearly probably something bigger. Probably originally intended for release outside of just made for the developer, because that's one of those things that leaked back in that big leak.
Mm-hmm.
So he had the whole thing of they're calling up Walmart like, "Hey, we got more Xbox Ones." Oh no, that's okay. We have a lot.
Oh god.
Yeah,
that's
like,
probably it.
Yeah, I mean, and then the Titanfall bundles are now a Xbox One regular in a new box with a download code.
God, so they boxed
that's classy.
Yeah, so you have to
really
download
gives you
your
that
1
console
gigabyte.
feel.
Yeah.
I seriously wonder how the Xbox One keeps selling at all.
Because it's an Xbox.
It's an Xbox, yeah. There's that.
What was it? Statistics were showing that people on both consoles last gen, only 20 to 30% of them went Xbox One. Like the vast majority went PS4. They're like, because it's $100 cheaper, it's better. What do you want from me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like. I've talked to a lot of these people. It's just like, why do you want this? And some of them don't even want Titanfall. It's like, why do you want this? You don't want the exclusives. It's literally just a more expensive system that has Xbox on it.
I wonder what game chain would allow me to pay them to go in and run the store for a day. Like, just run 2 TVs side by side showing footage from the same game. Because they won't fucking do it. What? Like a ghetto enough game shop? They'll let me do it.
Yeah.
And then we film that shit.
But,
it's a social experiment. No, it's not.
I'm just an asshole. And I'm fucking tired of you lying to people. God, that is like one of the most annoying things about me on Twitter. So much of the Twitter feed I'm putting out there is me being angry at people for lying to other people about things. I'm like, no, that's not how ESRAM works. That's not how the cloud works. Fuck you! Mostly Microsoft, as you can see.
God, I fell in love with... I don't know who's putting them out, but they're selling servers. Little home servers. They're like, you can buy your own cloud. I'm like, you're ruining the magic!
It was...
Guess what? The magic was bullshit.
Right?
That's why it's magic.
No, that term was born of the CEO shareholder market. Mm-hmm. Like, no engineer coined that.
Yeah.
It was magic when it was making whatever that play
Ouya? Online? No.
On live. When it was making on live work. Yeah. That's when it was somewhat magic.
It was still bullshit. I'm sorry. I mean magic when the power of the cloud would make Xbox One games look better.
Yeah.
Oh, that was some real magic there.
We store all this extra resolution in the cloud and pass the increased price onto you.
There was also
not include resolution.
A report in I saw it on NeoGAF earlier today from UK numbers of after Titanfall launched, like that launch week had a 96% increase in Xbox One sales. So it's like a lot of people like trying to paint that really positively, and then a few of like coming in there soberingly saying, "Guys, weren't the sales known to be really bad? Weren't you hoping that to be a lot better than 96%?"
96%. That was my first thought when I read that. Like 96% sales increase in the UK for the Xbox One. That's good. That's not good enough. They probably, like, if you look at it net, Microsoft lost money on that because they paid a lot of money for Titanfall.
I think that they had a $50 or €50 drop in price in that.
Yeah, like no doubt they lost some money because they weren't moving too many units the month prior to Titanfall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and like
the numbers game is such bullshit
for me that they bought Titanfall, but. It's one of those things of every time I hear about Microsoft not selling well or fucking up, I'm like, yeah, how much did they pay for Titanfall?
Yeah, that's kind of the positive you get to take away from
That's just pure fanboy venom in my veins.
I sit here and I like to think that, man, those people who bought Xbox Ones at launch, Agro, Bob, they're us from last gen. They don't know what they're getting into. Yeah. They were sold on the idea of the cloud. Mm-hmm. And the 360 was a great console.
Yeah, so the next one's going to be awesome. And that is the problem. They bought it because it's an Xbox.
So when did you realize to get your Oh. Yeah. So they'll be on that side the whole rest of this gen, huh?
Most of them.
Like, no, it's great over here. No, it's not. I've been there.
I don't know. There might be a release valve here because the PS3 hardcore denialists, we were mostly all fanboys to begin with. Mm-hmm. X-Bros, not so much.
No, see, they became fanboys in the last 8 years when the 360 was the shit.
No, yeah, but these are like football fans. You've got real fans, and then you've got who's in the playoffs.
But see, this is okay. But they want the next years.
Yeah.
A lot of these people who bought Xbox Ones, they're convinced that next year's gonna be great.
I don't know. I would question that. I don't like for Gears. A lot of people's anticipation got killed by Judgment.
Okay, good. Yeah, it should have, but I don't trust they bought an Xbox One.
Like everyone who brought that back the next day, like this is garbage.
I really need to play that game,
right?
Because I know what it is on paper, and people say it's garbage, and I can envision it, but I need to see it.
We need to get reviewers to be at least a little bit more honest with stuff too.
You didn't know, Aggro. I'm not sure you were ever briefed on this. We should have briefed you before we sent you into the field, and for that I apologize sincerely. You'll find some cigarettes.
All my information is POS.
Yeah.
Don't worry, that's SOP in the BYOB.
The fourth Gears of War was actually not made by Epic. It was made by People Can Fly, which are the people who made Bulletstorm. Also formerly known and currently known as Epic's bitch.
Right.
So they were like, make the fourth Bulletstorm. They're like, or the fourth Gears. And they're like, you guys ended the story. What are we even going to do? So the game comes off as a fucking weird best of Gears of War with the transitionary element being a war trial. And the plot and premise of it makes so little fucking sense.
What did People Can Fly make before Bulletstorm? I attached their name to a good game. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Honestly, I kind of like Bulletstorm.
Yeah.
I never played it. Yeah, I heard it was like...
It's just like
he swears a lot and says dick. I'm like, sign me up. Is the game good?
I hate that about our like the size gaming culture's at. In order to... There are so many people involved with video games who feel it has to be taken seriously. And the only way it's going to be taken seriously is if they drain all of the fun out of it. Mm-hmm. Like, no, that's sexist.
Video games can be this. Yeah, they can. So you go do that and leave these people alone.
Right.
Because I enjoy both. It's a medium, not a genre.
Exactly. It's a medium, not a genre. Films can be anything, so fucking stop.
Even porn.
Unfortunately,
we need to legitimize porn video games.
We do, which is why I'm hoping that announcement coming from Sony in the next 2 days isn't we bought Oculus Rift, surprise. Because then I won't get Oculus Rift porn games.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like, knowing Sony's history with piracy, maybe we still can.
We can dream.
The first pirates to give booty.
God, that's so stupid. I hate you. No, really, I thought about this a good bit. I sincerely just don't want Sony to buy Oculus just so that they have a platform on PC and that adult-only games are a part of it. Because I think it's absolutely ridiculous that our entire medium is tuned to what a 17-year-old can consume.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's an enormous part of our market share.
Yeah, I understand that, which is another fucking problem with our culture, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
Because, like, I understand movies are like that, too. Like, you make a movie that's PG-13 because your market is going to be late teenagers who think they're hardcore.
I get your basic idea here of Sony not buying Oculus so that this...
Yeah.
It is a very high-level socioeconomical idea.
Yeah.
I don't know how many other people you can make that argument to because you just said, I hope they don't play Oculus Rift so I can have Oculus Rift porn.
I understand. That is the exact issue. Like, they don't understand games as a medium needs to grow out of that, as do movies, but that's never happening. Well, God, movies and games aren't quite...
dude, give it 5-10 more years because remember what 2005 was like technologically. So... we're still getting different shit.
So you're saying there's going to be, like, another Oculus Rift-like device for porn?
No, I'm saying, as far as movies go, with the whole medium. we are either going to technologically completely outstrip our ability to give a fuck about this in any kind of legal or economic sense, or we're going to have one of those, the government turned the internet off because we weren't using it right, and then the revolution happens sort of thing.
Right. I'm still waiting for that. That's going to be fun.
There will be a moment of silence as every social networking site goes down. And then from the horizon, you will hear just this single crystal clear, "Whoa, what?" before we turn the internet back on. Was it Egypt where they did that shit? They're like, Facebook is what they're using to organize all their protests. So Egypt turns the internet off.
Yeah.
We're like, what? Here's how to do ad hoc internet. Like 24 hours later, we're like, we have a new internet.
Yeah, I love that. That's fucking great. But, yeah, I don't... It's just the ways people view the internet. A lot of people... over the age of 30 especially, really just view it as TV. Like, my PC brings me YouTube.
It's the way companies are trying to do it.
Yeah, and it works for them because...
do it like TV, because they figured out TV, and they were legally allowed to make TV their bitch.
Yep. And that's exactly how a lot of them are starting to view the internet.
It's like when VHS came out. Every movie studio in the country tried to sue it into the ground. Mm-hmm. It's because they can't control it.
Yeah.
They're so used to being the government.
Man. I don't know, like, in another layer of this, to me at least, is the way you interface with the smartphone. Like, the fact it's all based on the iOS model that started with the first version. Mm-hmm. It is very much a consuming device. You don't really create on it. So it also engenders that idea of
They
consuming
told me that
media.
I could create with the iPhone, though. Or no, with the iPad. That
No,
was their creation station.
I think it was both.
All the big Android phones, too, with all those hipsters, are like, we designed t-shirts on our phones. I'm like, God damn it, choke on a scarf.
The problem is, those people only exist in commercials.
Yeah. Or in small enclaves. Just trying really hard.
Yeah.
Hoping against hope they're not the first one to stop being able to pretend that everyone's totally serious.
What was it? Tosh was looking at this model of tablet, like the type you just draw on, not tablet PC, which I hate the fact they ate that term. Like, no, this existed before you, fuck off.
Well, they're both based on the tablet.
But one of those was an electronic device that preceded the other, and the other one just calling itself tablet.
Are you getting mad about computer science ganking terms
when
now?
It's
Is that
consumer,
what we're doing?
When it's consumer facing, yes. That's when I have to deal with it.
Okay.
Because no fucking consumer is going to get really worked up over these fucking computer terms for the internal hardware of a fucking video card. I'm not worried about that. What I am worried about is my girlfriend saying, so I'm looking at this tablet. I have to pause for a moment and grit my teeth and hate whoever the fuck did this and go, tablet PC or a tablet to draw on. She's like, oh, a tablet to draw on. But yeah, it's like a $1,200 model. It has all these features. Really, really nice, right? And you hook it up to a computer and it'll work like that. But if you disconnect it, it has Android OS. So you can just draw on that too. Yeah. So very, very self-sufficient, very interesting in the way it works. It has some beefy hardware too, like Core i5 or some shit.
Tablets are crazy shit.
Yeah, they're getting crazier. But yeah, no, like that video thing Bob's talking about is like fucking Apple conference from, I don't know, 4 years ago where they're like, you can edit a video on your iPad
and mix your audio.
I remember that one.
Yeah,
and I remember looking at you and like remembering how long it takes to render a video on like the Core i7 PCs we just got, and like, they're lying, aren't they?
Super.
Is it 2005?
God.
Did I mention to you that I'm planning on getting a PC at the end of this year?
No.
They're finally doing the first legitimate upgrade to desktop processors. Like the first substantial upgrade since we got those PCs.
Nice.
Hexa-core. Or sorry, octa-core.
Okay, I was going to say, wait.
8 goddamn cores. With,
I thought
with
we'd done
DDR4
octa-core
memory. AMD does, but their cores are like fucking gimped as shit. So it really isn't impressive.
Wow, okay.
We've done Hexa though. If you pay $1,000 for a processor, they'll give you a Hexa. But yeah, Octo on Intel side hasn't happened until the end of this year when DDR4 is going to be the memory we use. And then it's going to be octo-core as well. So that thing's going to be a fucking beast.
Nice.
How long ago was DDR3 introduced?
Fucking forever.
I was like, I think I have 2 PCs with that.
Yes.
Are we up to 5?
No. See, GDDR is different.
Okay, gotcha, right.
But yeah, DDR3, your computer from 2005 could take DDR3. That's how long that shit has been around. All of that because the fucking, like, desktop sector of computers went tits up. And has since 2005. Like, everyone started going to laptops shortly thereafter. At about then, laptops started cannibalizing desktop sales. So guess what? Your next high-frequency memory isn't fucking happening because they can't use that in a fucking laptop environment. So DDR4 shtick is that it is low voltage and insanely high bandwidth at the same time.
Every time I get a new PC, I always feel a little bad. I'm like, oh, you're so awesome. No, don't look while I hook you into ValP Internet.
Yeah, that's gross.
It is.
That's pretty fucking
it's
gross.
Disgusting.
You're like, and let me hook you up to this PS/2 rollerball mouse. Here we go. So aggro.
This is the PS2 network cable. Bite down on this stick.
What else have you been playing?
Man, that really spiraled out there.
So I played through South Park: The Stick of Truth. That game is it's everything you're hearing, basically. It is. I think the joke I keep reading is...
I agree with most of the popular opinions. No, wait, all of the popular opinions.
The joke I keep hearing is it plays exactly like an adult version of Paper Mario. I never played Paper Mario. But it is basically like being in a long, weird episode of South Park. Mm-hmm. It seems like it picks up right at the end of last season, too, actually. Like the day after.
That's kind of what it looked like they were leading into with that.
Yeah, and it's just, it is. A couple of things, though. I thought that part of my brain that felt surprise and then went, oh my, that's in really poor taste, had shriveled up a long time ago. They dug in and found it. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I hear that's how that game is.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, aside from it being just, it's South Park, written by the South Park guys, and it's just a long fucking South Park, the game part's actually really fun, too. Which I didn't really expect.
Right?
Yeah, it's a fun, solid RPG. The buddy system, the combat, the equipment, the mix and matching of the patches and shit. It's fun.
Yeah, from everything I've been hearing about it, that is exactly right. It is like Paper Mario for South Park fans. Like, it is that level of RPG. So if you understand that level of RPG and what it is, and you're down with that, then this is totally acceptable realm.
There is a thing, if you're going to play it, watch out for. There are 30 Chimpokemon hidden around the game.
Yep.
Some of them in places you only go to once.
Yep.
Oh, good. Like they added a thing.
We're pissed.
Yeah. I imagine that was on purpose. They're like, okay, you're going to be obsessive compulsive. We're going to twist that and make you hate us.
That is pretty old school design there. That's how you do it.
Or lack of design.
One of the two. Whatever.
Maybe the absence of one is the other. What's your favorite Pokemon? You could have said Pikachu. Why didn't you say Pikachu? I designed Pikachu.
I also tried to buy Titanfall on the PC.
Yeah?
Yep.
How'd that go?
Yep.
In the beginning.
Get into this.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
So it was EA tech support. And we'll leave it at that.
Did Origin just not work?
Which one made Old Republic?
Huh?
Which one made the Old Republic MMO?
EA.
No.
BioWare.
BioWare.
Okay.
BioShock.
I keep getting BioWare and Bethesda mixed up in my head.
BioShack.
In the beginning, they made Old Republic. And I bought it. And EA's like, you need to download Origin to buy this game. I'm like, God damn it, EA. So I download Origin and I buy Star Wars, and then Star Wars launches just fine without Origin, so I delete Origin. Aha, I win. Flash forward to Kyle trying to buy Titanfall. It's like, I needed to boot up Steam, because in my head, all games come from Steam. Like, Titanfall's not... Oh, damn it. So I go to EA and I'm like, oh god, I'm gonna need Origin for this. Like, you cannot buy or launch this game without Origin. I'm like, yay, I'm gonna download a program so I can click a button to open a web page, to click a button to launch my fucking game. Anyway, I'm like, sign in. I don't remember my password. I can't. It's none of the variations of shit I usually use. I guess I'll new account. This email address is already associated with an account. Okay, and weird thing, you can link your PSN account to your Origin account.
Yeah, that's for the Battlefield stuff. That's where Dan had issues.
Okay. I tried to send him with PSN, and it's like, okay, now log into your BioWare account to link them. I'm like, right. I don't know why I thought that would work. So I go, forgot password. It's like, we sent you an email. I'm like, cool. 10 minutes later, I'm like, okay, it didn't take. That happens. Go through it again. Send. Try it a few more times. No email. No email ever. I go to the internet, and I'm like, Origin password reset email isn't showing up. Google's like, yeah, you're not alone. I finally find a solution that looks like it's going to work. They tell me to go to the SWTOR website and start an account on there. And because you don't need your email to make an account on SWTOR. And this was back in the early days of Origin. And when you created an account for the Old Republic, it would take that information and create an EA account for you. Just a ghost account. Yep. So you create the SWTOR account, you go in, and then you give it your email and reset your password for this, and it'll reset the password for your Origin account. That doesn't work anymore, because that's an easy-ass way to hack accounts.
Right.
So after all this, I'm looking around, I'm like, fuck it, I can't buy Titanfall tonight, whatever. I go watch 30 Rock. A couple hours later, my phone goes, bing! I've got an email from EA. Goddamn, finally! Open it up, hit the link, opens the webpage. The link you've clicked has expired.
Yep.
I'm staring at it, angry. Long time. Bing! You got an email from... Click. The link you've clicked is expired. Oh god, how many of these did I queue up?
And that's where we're at currently?
Yeah, haven't gone back to try again.
So EA's done a really good job of getting out of the consumer's way of letting them enjoy the game. Like they did the same with Battlefield 4 on the PS4.
I read some stories of guys who were like, yeah, you have to go here, then go here, and then email your phone number to this email address. After about an hour, they'll call you and then not be able to help you.
You know, I still... Yeah.
Yeah, EA, man, that's terrible. I don't know why they do this. It's like, guys, you're hurting your own sales. You know that, right? People clearly don't want to deal with this layer.
I can understand them wanting the additional revenue from having their own platform on PC, but if you look at Steam as its own form of advertising...
Right. I mean, that's alone just gets you plastered in front of millions of users.
Because there's no way Titanfall wouldn't be front page on Steam.
No, let go and let Steam.
Yeah. As much as I hate to work towards monopolies. I mean, fucking Desra has a point. There's a point to Desra. Desra is kind of like Steam, but for Dojin and indie games.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. We get tons of invitations to review and preview games that come on Desra. Speaking of which, I think that kind of slowed down as of late.
Huh.
I don't know why that is. I wonder if I get removed from the list because we weren't doing enough previews.
Maybe.
I don't know. That's acceptable.
Yeah.
That's okay. As long as I get a preview copy of Freedom Planet, I better get it.
Can we do that during Sonic Month?
We're gonna do that. I'm not sure they'll stop us.
Did either of you watch the Digital Foundry breakdown of Titanfall?
No, I didn't read that. It's an article. We read articles. We don't watch them.
Okay,
don't go anywhere.
Fuck. There's the article. There's also the
there are
videos
also video breakdowns. Yeah.
That man, that game on Xbox One is pretty sorry. It looks like.
There is a term we have
those.
for this. It is a shit show.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you have to ask the larger Xbox One fan base, bro, have you seen Titanfall on the Xbox One?
Yeah, because they were the ones saying things like frame rate is king last year.
Yes.
And now the game like stutters a lot from what they were showing.
It's pretty bad, and these are the same people who are having executives come out and say stuff along the lines of, because of the cloud, they're able to do so much more and offload all the CPU-intensive stuff to really unlock the power of the game. And this isn't like months ago. This was
I saw
a week
that,
ago.
Like today.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? These guys.
Yeah.
It's not even running right.
Pretty crazy.
And that's the whole point. Is it's that twitchy shooter. It's Modern Warfare. The whole feel of that comes from 60.
Yeah, it does.
I mean,
so it's a fucking shame that Titanfall 1 had to come out this month.
Right, has to
and
be
had
now.
to come out for the Xbox One. It's just really strange that it ended up like this. Did you play any real games this last week, or what were you gonna say, Bob? Nothing. I was angry. Angry Sadness. Did you play anything else this last week? He made some sound in the middle of me doing that. I'm like, were you gonna?
Did I play any real games this week?
You didn't play Titanfall. So.
Are you asking me if I played Titanfall? Because no, I didn't play Titanfall.
No, I'm asking if you played anything else other than
no.
What was it? Stick of Truth?
Yeah, just basically 9 and Stick of Truth.
Wait, what was the first one?
9. Final Fantasy 9.
Oh, Final Fantasy 9.
The thing got us off on this huge tangent that went forever.
Yeah, I completely. What's your favorite Final Fantasy? So I played Towerfall. Let me tell you, Aggro. Towerfall is really good.
I believe it.
It's the stupidest fucking thing that I was at a giant table of people for a birthday party. A friend had a birthday, and we did a dinner for it. And I'm genuinely telling the person at the end of the table that this NES-looking motherfucking game that costs $12.
If you have PlayStation Plus, 15 if you don't.
If you're a fucking moron.
Who doesn't at this point?
I mean, you get the console and you fucking whatever. In any case, so I'm like,
I don't know when mine's gonna run out. I bought a couple cards on sale.
I'm like, get it, just fucking play it. I don't care what you're into. That is the game on PS4 right now. It's so stupid because this whole time I've been listening to like the PlayStation blog and all these other people talk about how great Titanfall is. Like, how it got on PlayStation is the PlayStation headquarters got an Ouya in the office and they would not stop playing it. They're like, we have to get this shit on PS4. So for months,
fuck you, Ouya.
past them finding out that they were going to get it on PS4, they couldn't talk about it. They were just playing in the office. They're like, oh shit, this is great. Speaking of which, Towerfall is great.
Bob, have you seen Towerfall?
Yes.
And it's glorious.
God, that's... I was talking to you the other day about how I was like, that's the kind of thing I kind of expect from Nintendo this gen.
Yeah.
What happened?
Like, yeah, at the beginning of this gen, we had Nintendo Land, which was a really good multiplayer experience. They got lots of screaming and fun and laughter and shit like that. But like, we haven't had any of that since then.
Yeah, it's literally like, oh, your team-based game is Mario Land, where you just hate everyone.
I can buy games on the PlayStation app, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if your PS4 is all hooked up and stuff, it should download it. What else? Here's the thing. This is a little bit inflammatory. This is really inflammatory, but I had the thought, and it's completely genuine. If Titanfall was anywhere near as insanely fucking awesome as Towerfall, wouldn't I be hearing about it more in a genuinely, like, no, you need to play this? Because I don't hear about it in that way. Every time I hear about Titanfall, is, oh yeah, it's pretty good.
I read the reviews, and they have that 9 at the end, and I'm like, I read that. That sounded okay. That didn't sound like amazing.
If this came out last gen and it was just another one of these shooters, like the only thing distinguishing it in their mind is it's Titanfall, and it's an early on Xbox One, sort of showcase. I feel like if it came out last gen, from the things I'm reading in these reviews, it would have been caught in the it doesn't have 60 frames
that kind
per
of thing
second.
Can happen, especially early on in a console rotation. You view the first good couple of games like shit. I know if Resistance had come out a couple years later, I wouldn't have loved it as much.
Yeah, definitely.
It's $60.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
another part. That's
when I was thinking,
in last gen, that was an instant kill. Like, for a game, they were like, it only has multiplayer, don't play, what was the name of that one? It was a multiplayer team-based shooter that...
Brink?
Yeah. Like, don't play Brink, it's a bum deal for $60.
Right.
Titanfall comes out, and they're like, Titanfall 9. I'm like, whoa, hey.
Yeah. I mean, Brink wasn't good, but it had a lot of the same facets as that. It was like, It was online only. It was
they attacked Brink from a lot of the same vectors that it shares with Titanfall, but when they go to
great.
But Titanfall's great because Titanfall's great because Titanfall. I mean, here's the thing.
Look, man, they all said that it was the best thing they've ever seen when they went to E3, so they have to back it.
They have to stick with that. But no, really, the free running gunning stuff, neat. The Titanfall kind of neat. The brain dead AI is
Brink
still
had free running.
I still got some money left in my wallet from launch.
Awesome.
So Towerfall just cost me $8.75.
yes.
When I found my $10 coupons from launch, I was like, "Whoa, what?"
Right? I was like, "Shit, this is the best console launch ever."
So it just occurred to me we could in I guess about 4 hours here go to a Walmart, get Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes.
Yeah.
And the stream starts at midnight. And then we just do it again tomorrow. Nice. The game will end in like 3 hours and we'll be like, well, we're done. Let's do it again tomorrow on a harder difficulty.
I'm like, I need to sleep, Dan.
You don't need to sleep by 3 a.m.
No. I'm good.
No. And then we can sleep in late. Start it at noon.
Yeah.
Huh? That works out better for you anyways because you don't sleep early.
No.
Most of the time. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Maybe. You know what I love?
What's that?
I love that sound from the Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes trailer. When it like cuts to the cliff after the
like
emblem flies up. No. It's like the emblem in its slow-mos and rain. And then an arm comes up and it's like bow, bow, bow.
Yeah, okay.
Now see, that's a badass sound. Like that's better than Battlefield's. Like I'm kind of sold on Ground Zeroes based on that sound.
So what? You were planning to buy it yourself at midnight, maybe?
I'm just really torn.
I'm like, but you want to get Infamous, right?
I do want to get Infamous.
And
it's not that I don't have enough. Why the fuck do all these games have to come out?
Right,
I will have another paycheck before Infamous and Deception, so I'm good.
All right.
I should not buy that many games, but at least one of these fucking games I'm buying is only 4 hours long at most. So that's somehow a feature in 2014.
I don't have time anymore, guys.
I will pay you to make a higher quality, shorter game. Who am I?
Fuck, the industry's changed.
Yes, war has changed.
No, but war
never changes?
War never changes.
Yeah.
Tunnel snakes.
Okay.
One day I'll actually play Fallout.
So, what have I been playing? I played Towerfall.
Yeah.
Have I mentioned how great Towerfall is? Towerfall is pretty great. You're trying to do the Wi-Fi thing?
I'm trying to get to my PS4.
Good luck.
Wow.
Through Valve Internet?
I will find you, you dick.
But yeah. What else did I play, Bob?
I don't know.
Oh, I played Bunny Must Die and Boku Dracula-kun.
Oh, yes.
For the
oh yeah, I forgot about Boku Dracula-kun.
For the Ju-Wario memorial stream for RetroWare. In fact, me and Aggro kicked off that stream. If you go to their Twitch.tv account, look at their archive videos, you can go watch those streams. They're actually pretty good, I would think. Yeah. Did one by myself with Bunny Must Die. Aggro had to go, and I just ended up filling a slot. And we did the early on Boku Dracula-kun. Good stuff. Good game.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
I remember one of the first things I asked was, holy shit, did they give us the Castlevania game?
I was like, no, I took it.
Yeah, I can't believe we didn't do that one during Castlevania month. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I always thought we would come back and do another Castlevania month, but now I'm not as sure. We didn't do a few, actually, of that same vector of, like, Castlevania, but not really. Yeah, Haunted Castle, Vampire Killer, stuff like that. I can't think of any other game. Oh, hey! Thomas Hopper's PlayStation mobile game came out. Console Saga.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It has a sort of Bionic Commando feel. You got this little Game Boy you're playing as, and it has a ray gun, just sprays laser bullets, right? And the certain, square shoots, X jumps, and the circle button shoots out a hook shot at a 45-degree angle. I guess if you're going from the ground, that would be, 135. But in any case, so yeah, 45-degree angle, and the momentum on it is based on how long the hook shot is when you connect, because it can actually shoot out pretty far. So if you're in midair and it goes a really long distance, you swing really hard. It's pretty interesting in how the physics work out there. It's a surprisingly hard game. Like maybe his hardest. I don't know. I didn't really stick with Super Tank Poker or Shuttle Quest 2000. Those weren't my shtick. But this is actually really good and kind of interesting. I like it.
That reminds me. Later this week we were supposed to have Umihara Kawase come out on the 3DS.
God damn it! Are you buying it?
Yeah, I'm buying it.
Good.
I can't stop. I can't stop myself.
Yeah,
because it's so much Umihara. Very
sorry.
Kawase.
Yumi's Strange Journey. That's what they're calling it.
What is it?
Yumi's Strange Journey.
Is there a Y? Or is it Umi?
It's Yumi. Yeah, there's Y. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Okay. So guys, should I buy Tecmo's Deception 4, which is really the 5th game in the series, for the Vita or PS3?
You don't play your PS3 anymore, so I'd say...
But it's always hooked up. Unlike my PS4.
True.
Which has been in a paper bag in my room, waiting to go back over to his house to play some Killzone or Shadowfall.
Killzone or Shadowfall.
Shadowfall. Shadowfall. He has a PS4 at his house. I don't need to bring it over to play Towerfall. Killzone?
Killzone Shadowfall.
Killzone
Shadowfall. You said Killzone or Shadowfall.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I meant to say Battlefield 4 or Shadowfall.
Gotcha.
No. It's Killzone or Shadowfall. I get to choose which part of the game to experience.
Which one has the plot in it?
You wish neither by the end of it. That game has a really dumb plot.
It really, really does.
But it's somehow not as stupid as Battlefield 4's campaign. How do they do it?
That's pretty impressive, honestly.
I would say you should try it. You really should.
I don't want to.
It takes me back to PS1 N64 shooter days when things wouldn't trigger right and you would see shit you weren't supposed to.
Nice.
Like people levitating well above the ground doing the generic poser model, arms straight out, legs rigidly down.
Nice.
And then they pop into AI and just look around.
That reminds me, there's one glitch that Dark Souls 2 has.
Yeah.
That's really unsettling.
That sounds
the new physics system, like the old one, after you killed an enemy, their corpse would just lay flat on the ground, and you could they could get stuck to your legs, and it looked really goofy.
Yeah.
The new one, that doesn't happen. They still fall on the ground properly, but if you leave an area and come back, those corpses are still there, but they have to all reset. So they shake and tumble downstairs, and I'm like, what? Because they're already zombie things. Yeah. I'm like, are they? Yeah.
Who came in here and tumbled these fucking bodies around?
Jesus.
Maybe somebody came in with that song from Weekend at Bernie's 2 and they just played it for a moment and all the bodies got up and started dancing and they hit stop.
Skyrim mannequins. Have you seen that shit?
No. Skyrim mannequins?
The mannequins in Skyrim are apparently coded as people. Like they're NPCs. They just don't move.
Yeah.
So there's something wrong with the code that if you keep mannequins in your house, sometimes you'll come back and these fuckers will be walking around. The AI will notice you came in and they'll just back into place.
Oh my god.
God. Skyrim. Always head of the game.
Jesus Christ.
Leading the way in night terrors.
Since Thomas the Tank Engine mod.
So when's their next game coming out? Bethesda?
Oh my god.
No, I don't count The Evil Within. Speaking of which, The Evil Within.
I was going to say, Elder Scrolls Online, you count that?
No.
Okay.
Because that is clearly not made by Bethesda, the studio. That is just published by ZeniMax, the publisher.
Right.
Also, man, the amount of people who expect that to be the next Skyrim is still amazing.
I have to tell people, hold on a second. Every day, they don't believe me. They straight up will not believe that it is not going to play the same. It's a very different thing, and it has $15 a month.
Yeah. When's Dragon Age 3 coming out?
This year?
Maybe.
Because I haven't heard anything from that project in a while.
Yeah,
They sort of went dark.
I saw a tech demo late last year and some sort of trailer this year. Is that right?
I don't think they even done a trailer this year, but yeah, they had that like big gameplay thing that last year that was leaked.
I mean, it looked like shit, so I believe it.
Oh wait, they did do some trailer this year. You're right. There was an environment trailer. And it was weird because I was like, this doesn't look that great.
Yeah, which is kind of how the leaked footage from last year looked.
And for some reason, they had the rain going constantly, and the rain looked awful. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Why even do the rain effect if you're not gonna?
Oh my God, Second Son is so close.
Right.
God, it is.
I saw the shipping log in my store, and in there, I was like, what?
That's real? Ooh. You can't be real. You're too beautiful to be real. Don't you know what they'll do to you out there? That's kind of how I feel, honestly. Every time I see Infamous Second Son, I'm like, no, you'll come out, and then idiots will think you're bad.
Yeah.
Because Infamous is the best game from last gen, and I wish I would stop saying that. Because it shouldn't be true, but it is in my brain. So
yeah, because I mean, like that look you shanked in Uncharted territory.
Yeah, I will. And I mean, I understand everyone who thinks Uncharted 2 is better than Infamous. Now, when they say Uncharted 3 is better than Infamous,
they're wrong.
That's when Mr. Knifey comes out.
Because I mean, Infamous was broken and buggy and just so goddamn fun.
Yeah, and Skittles, getting them blue Skittles.
I wish that there were another like open world game that I could get into as much as Infamous, but I don't think anyone can make that. No.
I don't think anyone but I don't know what that is. I don't know why that is. I don't know why no one is making that except for Sucker Punch.
Yeah,
but God bless them. And Sony.
Oh, the platforming works right? Oh, the aiming for third person shooting works right? What?
We understand worlds and how to have sequestered areas that teach you things. Like the sewer segments in Infamous 1 that were like, hey, we're going to teach you this new ability and then we'll let you back into the real world and get more power further out. Like, that was so well done. So fucking well done.
Yeah, and like the way they differentiated enemies was amazing because you're on Island 1 and you've got like the guys in the hoodies and you're like, I can take these guys. You get to Island 2 and it's
fucking mechanics.
The dust men and like the door opens and the sniper shots start coming in. I wasn't ready for Island 2.
No, you weren't. You need to use that shockwave defensively. That's how fucking hardcore Island 2 is.
Jesus.
Now 2 or this new one, I'm a little worried just because, like, no, this is early gen. This can't be amazing. There's no way.
One thing I really love that I'm hearing from them is they're talking about having multiple sets of powers. Because they said where we went wrong was trying to do way too many things in one power set and it just got too complicated to play. So I'm thinking, holy shit, I'm getting my Elementalist from Guild Wars 2 up where I just switch between shit and only have 4 or 5 meaningful moves.
Yeah. Well, the way it was working is you absorb smoke and you're set to your smoke power set. You absorb neon, you set to that power set. So it's not something you can just switch to on the fly. It's something you find that power.
But that makes stage environmental fights amazing.
Yes.
Because like, well, okay, I've got smoke power, but it's not good for that. There's a neon node like across that open ground.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that. That game looks incredible.
I like that they're hiding so much. They
keep doing these interviews where they're
powers.
Yeah, we fucked up with 2.
Like I think I know one of the other power sets, but I'm like, oh my god, avoid the ARG. Want to find out on my own.
I'm still pulling for water.
So Infamous Second Son, everyone in this room agree that hands down that's going to be way better than Ground Zeroes? Like,
I don't even give a shit about Ground Zeroes.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a full game.
Which is crazy. This is this room. We all got 4 at launch, right? Did you get it after launch?
I got it the day after, because I wasn't going to get 4, but then I went to 4 launch. I'm like, oh my god, you're right. Metal Gear's really awesome.
And it was. Even then, past tense, it was really awesome. 3 was incredible.
Yeah.
I think I could beat 4 again for a live stream. Well, someday we should do an all-day stream.
Cutscenes, right?
No.
That's the game.
That is the game.
But then we have like a whole chat log calling us bitches when like I'm doing the sniper fight and I'm hiding under that truck.
The one with the crying wolf?
Yeah, like I hear that fight was amazing. I hid under that truck.
I climbed up a thing and kept shooting explosives.
Yeah, I fought Sniper Wolf with Stinger missiles and the ones you.
I think that's every fight though.
And the Nikita missiles.
Like Laughing Octopus was the only one I felt that went right. Totally and everything. I can't think of any other. There was the Rex Ray fight. That was pretty badass.
That was pretty sweet.
Metal Gear Rex, Metal Gear Ray.
Oh, that. Okay.
And the final boxing,
Yeah, I was like, okay.
That was pretty awesome.
Those were like the 3 highlights of the game. Too bad 2 of those are pretty close.
The first frog fight was cool, but then you got the P90 and you won.
Yeah.
It was like, you have 80 million different guns that aren't the P90, so fuck them.
There was that cool motorcade chase scene with Big Mama.
Yeah.
I thought that was a cool moment.
It was a cool moment, but
then the fight scene that comes after that was awful. Like the vehicle segment itself, I thought I played all right, but the fight scene that came after it was garbage. I can't even fully remember it.
It was like you fought him somehow.
You were in a tower, and there was the Raven, and you kept screaming.
Oh yeah, you kept firing out of that boss fight. I remember just thinking, this game wasn't designed to handle this. Why aren't you letting me go do Metal Gear things?
Yeah.
There were so many things that it was like, this game has a really interesting control scheme. This could be amazing. And then it was just not designed in a way that you could even use that stuff.
Right.
The entire like the PS3, the whole thing, it was too big for itself.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 4 was definitely too big for itself. Like they tried to do too much, and he didn't give enough control to the people who were making the individual parts.
Yeah, if they had confined the experience a little more, directed it more, it would have been better. It was a noble endeavor, but it didn't work.
So I feel like in the future, we should just make a review series that is this roundtable of us talking, but after a whole day of playing the game.
Yeah.
I think that's the best format for reviews going forward, because it is the casual people talking about things collectively, multiple opinions melding and maybe clashing or what have you. But then you also have the live stream to look at of them experiencing and stuff like that, and it is fresh on their mind. I would love to try that for a review.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
So would getting through Metal Gear Solid 4 not alone.
Yeah, I feel like...
Because I could not... I tried twice.
I feel like my memories of Act 1 were amazing. I can hardly remember the rest of the game. It just sort of blurs out.
I honestly, Act 1, because I've tried it twice since then, is fucking horrible.
Is it?
Go down this hallway. Most of Act 1 is just a fucking hallway, essentially, and it branches out occasionally into, like, little outlets for a moment.
Huh. Like,
at worst, there are segments where you can't cleverly get through something, and you just have to cheese it and run like an idiot. I swear, for 20, 30 minutes trying to get through this one section without getting detected perfectly, without having to just do something stupid like break a guy's neck, right? Couldn't do it, so I just ran like a fucking idiot. It was like, maybe this isn't the big boss run.
It never clicked with me that I could... No, that was it. I had never used chaff grenades on the mini geckos. And then I didn't have any for that one section where it's a giant room with a catwalk and it infinitely spawns them.
Yeah.
So I shoot one and then I run and I see a few drop out of the wall. I'm like, maybe I can pick them all off, and I figure out they're infinitely spawning. So I just pick up one of the machine guns that makes Old Snake go, oh! Yeah. And I just slow walked my way through that room, constantly firing.
When I found out those were infinitely spawning, I was fucking furious. It's like, you know how much goddamn ammo.
Mm-hmm. Shit, Uncharted 1 did that shit to me.
Yeah.
I got 2 trophies in that room, though.
A lot of games made that mistake this last gen. I was like, Call of Duty's Modern Warfare 1, I remember that was one of the huge complaints of, why does it just keep spawning?
Because you have to cross this invisible line. Duh. Oh, that's good.
But that's not tactically where I'd receive waves and waves of enemies, guys. I turtle instinctively.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it is in all of those cases. The geckos, the Modern Warfare 1. Yeah, that's what it was. Like, I'm turtling. It's insane for me to sprint after killing these people.
Bring them the fuck on. I'll never forget that moment in 2 where, like, you're getting Hal's, like, little half-sister or some shit out of the other strut. And I don't know if I fucked it up, but the guards saw through my disguise. I put that bitch in a corner, turned around with like one of the 4 carbines they never let me use, and just kept firing down that hallway till they stopped sending guards.
Yeah, that worked in older Metal Gears.
Man, 2 was a really good game. Like,
Yeah.
2, 3, and 1 are all very excellent in their own very unique ways.
So when 4 came out, it took a long time to just look at your friend and go, is this game retarded?
Yeah, I mean, that moment started to settle in about halfway through the game when there was a 40-minute cutscene that had no music. I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah.
What is happening? I thought my game disc was broken, because that doesn't make sense. There was no Metal Gear ever that did that.
We trusted Kojima. And then we realized he wasn't, like, kidding. He really thinks he's this brilliant.
It's like, okay, this scene's pretty... No one's saying anything. The action is going so slow. There's no music. Something's gotta be wrong. It can't be all of these. I guess music's the only one that could have been a glitch. Oops, it had a glitch. The story sucks.
Because I can just see, like...
Nano machines!
Kojima is the only person whose dead face I can believe would try it at a conference. Like, what's up with the story in 4? And he just... It was a glitch.
Oh. You know someone in the audience bought it.
Yeah. Because everyone in the audience bought 4.
Is that the case? I don't know if they realistically bought 4. Like, oh, this is a good game. Like, do you think that occurred with most people?
No, I think they paid him $60 for it.
Yeah, just making sure that was...
It's like, what's up with 4? 4 what? Metal Gear Solid 4? Metal Gear Solid 4? I've been making Acid 3. What the fuck's Metal Gear Solid 4?
Wouldn't that be marvelous? That'd be marvelous. I wish budgets weren't so huge so we could get to see that shit again.
I really want to believe 5 will be good. I think that moving to this open world style, that's really more like what you expect from Metal Gear.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, just the side of this whole base is here. There are only so many people on the base.
Yeah,
you're sneaking.
Ground Zeroes is so much more boring from a perspective of everything we've ever known about it than the Phantom Pain.
Yeah.
Like, the Phantom Pain is just infinitely more fascinating. I find it a terrible idea for them to release this this game.
Yeah.
Because so many people are going to play this. It's not going to be as crazy as the Phantom Pain. It's not going to be as epic.
Right. It's not even setting up to be potentially that insane. It's like, why are you even spoiling it? Why wouldn't you just package this all together and release something later that's just amazing?
All it's going to have is the weird shit that Kojima likes to put in stuff, like the posters you kiss. Like, it's going to have some weird things like that. Like, the one thing that got spoiled, I was like, it was one of those things where it's like, oh, that person. Okay.
Oh.
Weird. But yeah. So yeah, that's really not going to rub people right. I think people are going to try this, and then when Phantom Pain gets announced, they'll be like, who fucking cares? Because, I mean, this is coming out, and aggro's already like, who fucking cares?
Yeah, no, I don't give a shit about Ground Zero.
And that's completely fair.
Yep.
It is so Lords of Shadow, it hurts.
Like, I was, after 4...
Bob slaps me.
And I didn't play Revengeance. So after 4, I see the trailer for Ground Zero, so I'm like, it's more potential. I don't know. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's like they've learned from 4 and it's fun. I don't know. Then the trailer for Phantom Pain comes out, and I'm like, oh, I don't give a shit about Ground Zeroes anymore.
Wow, Phantom Pain is why you're not interested.
Fire Whale.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I want the series, like,
yeah.
I want it to be that crazy.
Uh-huh.
I need that.
That's what Metal Gear needs to be. It needs to be that crazy. The crazy was the best part of 4.
Okay, so you're saying seeing the Phantom Pain has made you completely disinterested in Ground Zeroes from the perspective of...
Yeah, no, like, fuck Ground Zeroes. I want to play Phantom Pain. Ground Zeroes just look like more maudlin, pretentious European Section of 4 bullshit.
Fair enough.
That part of 4 where you're like, Kojima, you know this is the part where we think you're kidding, right? And we really need that barrier between us. Because if I start believing you think this is deep and moving, I'm going to laugh out of my ass.